What is going on, everybody? King Recon here today. The window is giving me the sunlight. It gave me the okay because I've been wondering of when to actually record this video. And I've been playing the living hell of Uncharted, right? So I saw the sunlight. I put the camera, and I was like, do I have good lighting for once? And I couldn't believe it. So I had to come on here and do it, man. Special occasion, 2,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much, man. For coming back, you know what I'm saying? I went on hiatus for about almost 2 months. And just to know that so many people came back and didn't give up on me, I really do appreciate that, man. And it's freaking awesome sauce to know that I have a fan base that really does care, honestly, because it's freaking amazing how incredible you guys are as human beings. You know what I mean? So I couldn't be more grateful, man. You guys are freaking awesome sauce. And all the questions that I've received. Now, listen, man, I've never done a Q&A before, so I don't know how long this video is going to be. Knowing me, this video is about you never know how long it could be. But when it comes to the jump cuts that you're going to see in this video, the reason why you might see some cuts is because my camera is going to run out of memory, and I'm going to have to constantly keep going back, putting the footage on there, deleting it, and then coming back. So if that happens, that is why you might see quite a couple amounts of jump cuts coming through here, because once again, I do not know how long this video is going to be. But just a quick discretion, man. Look, I am not perfect when it comes to pronunciation, man. So if I mess up somebody's name, I apologize. I apologize in advance. I am not perfect. I don't want to be perfect. So if I mess up your name, please let me know in the comments how to say it. You know, I want to learn. I want to become a better human being. I want to get better at learning how to say other people's names. So if I mess up your name, please spell it out clearly for me in the comments, and I'll practice it. I'll look myself in the mirror and I'll be like, my name, and we'll do it. We're in the like swimwear. So I did not organize this thing at all. That would be more fun whenever I actually answer the questions. Not because of course I've got like a quick glance at them whenever I was replying to the comments and whatnot, but I don't remember, honestly. I only remember when I read them, I'll remember them. But for right now, I don't remember any of these comments. I'm going to be honest with you. But that's going to make it fun because it'll be like a spur of the moment type of answer. So let's get right into it, man. The very first question comes from, here we go, man. Akrof R. Harby. That's a beast name, man. Because the first 3 letters is ACH, man. If you guys watch Ring of Honor, that meant my boy was dressed up as Monkey D. Luffy. But yeah, Akrof R. Harby. And I really do hope I said your name right. What's your favorite game of all time, and what's your favorite sport? My favorite game of all time is Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, but it's kind of like in a tie with Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. But if I had to give it to one of the two, it's going to Metal Gear Solid 3. I've never had an experience like that while playing video games before. And my favorite sport is basketball, man. Look, man, Heat Nation all day, ladies and gentlemen. Father Prime D Wade, you know what I'm saying? I think that's the main reason why Ippo struck me so much, because as a boxing series, I never expected a sports series to get past Real and Slam Dunk for me, because I just love basketball so much. But Ippo did it, man, and freaking in quite an amazing fashion. Next one comes from Christopher Brown. Who are your favorite Hitman Reborn characters? A Reborn question, man. My favorite Hitman Reborn characters: Giotto. Well, Byakuran's number 1. Giotto. Hibari, Zongzis, and then probably Reborn. I love Lambo, but Lambo and Yamamoto are like the wild cards. But I think that's probably my top 5 right there, man. Chaos. You guys have to read the manga, man. Actually, if I throw the manga into this, I liked Enma. Enma was good. I don't know, man. I think that's my main 5 though, man. Freaking Hibari, kill ya! But Byakuran's number 1, man. Byakuran-sama's goat. Alright, the next one comes from Sasukashi. Sasukashi, yeah, that's a piece in the combination of Sasuke and Kakashi. What was the anime that got you into watching anime? Into watching it, like actually searching for it? Bleach. After I watched Bleach, I decided to go out and actually start seeking this, you know, going on the internet and wanted to find different animes for me to watch. And that's whenever, like, my main That's whenever I actually started really watching subtitled animes. That was back when YouTube didn't give a crap about copyright, so I could just go on YouTube and watch it while playing video games at the same time. So, yeah, it was definitely Bleach. After Bleach, I wanted to find something that could give me the same rush that Bleach gave me, and hell, some series did, man. Shout out to Nana, Gurren Lagann, you know, just greatness, man. Absolute greatness. Code Geass, Death Note, I mean, a bunch of greatness that I got into after Bleach. Let me see. I should make a video about that one of these days. The top 10 animes that I watched after Bleach. That'll be a good video. That'll be good. That'll be a good video. Or at least like the first 10 animes I watched after Bleach. Let me see. Next one comes from King Isaiah. What manga and slash anime has impacted your life the most other than Gintama? Actually, Gintama is not the one that has impacted my life the most, even though it has definitely done it, and it's the one that did it most recently. But the series that has impacted my life out of any piece of fiction the most is One Piece. After I got into One Piece, my life took a 180. After that, I just became a more positive person. I got a dream of wanting to become an author, and it overall just made my life better after One Piece. One Piece was definitely the piece of fiction, the series in general, that is definitely had like the biggest impact on my life, and it definitely in a positive aspect. Definitely in a positive aspect. MPEG-sama, what was the most extreme thingy you did for Nami Swan? Listen, man, some days you just have to release one, yo. That's all I'm gonna say about that. You know what I'm saying? Nami Swan, I mean, she's absolutely good. But the most extreme thingy I would do for Nami Swan, to your wildest imagination, you can think of that, and it still wouldn't be enough. It still wouldn't be enough, man. Next one comes from Natsu Dragneel. What consoles do you have? I mean, out of like the current ones, I have them all. I have the Xbox One, the Wii U, and the PS4, and I try to really balance my gameplay out of the three. The main ones that I've been playing as of late, because my gamepad broke. So shout out to Uzumaki Khan, man. Yo, when he broke his gamepad, I was like, how do you? I can barely play without mine. I had to buy a Wii U Pro controller, so I started playing it more again. But mainly I play my PS4, my Xbox One, mainly the PS4 though. But yeah, I have all three: PS4, Xbox One, Wii U, and then the previous generation I have all three as well. I have the PS3, the Xbox, and the Wii. And then the generation before that, I have the PS2. I believe that's still under my bed. The Xbox, I had to sell it because I got the original Red Ring of Death. You know what it is to get the original Red Ring of Death on the original Xbox, man? I was so pissed. But yeah, the original Xbox, and then the GameCube, I sold it as well, so I don't have that anymore, even though I do miss it. All my GameCube games I just play on the Wii anyways. And then out of the original consoles, the 64, the PS1, my Super Nintendo's somewhere around here. I love that console so much, guys. The Super Nintendo, that console's so amazing. But we continue. I think those are the only consoles I have. And then mobile wise, I think my brother still has my DS somewhere. I need to get a 3DS. That's like the one console I don't have, the 3DS. I have my DS somewhere. I think my brother has it. My Game Boy Advance is actually right here. Still have my good old Game Boy Advance, man. And what's in here? What's it? Cartoon Network Speedways. Look, absolute greatness. Absolute greatness. And Mega Man Battle Network should be around here. Mega Man Battle Network, guys, I lost so many hours playing that game. That and Pokemon Ruby version, the GOATs. And then, yeah, my PS Vita as well. So, oh, my DS is right here. Yeah, my DS is right there, so those, and I used to have a PSP, but it got stolen. So those right there, those are the consoles that I currently have. Mugetsu 420K, what's going on, man? Who is your anime waifu? Nami. Nami with no doubts. And I think after Nami, like if Nami, if there was no chance in hell, I think after Nami, that's a tough one. After Nami, man, I want to say Jolene from JoJo, but I don't know. I safely to keep it safe, I go with Jolene. So it's Nami and then it's Jolene, but it's definitely Nami. Will you do Burning Blood streams? Of course. My Twitch channel is going to be so active on my part. You know, whether it's active on the comment section, that's up to you guys. But on my part, I'm planning on it becoming way more active, my Twitch channel, man. Look, I spend a majority of my free time playing video games anyway, so why not share the experience with you guys, right? So I'm going to definitely start streaming on there, and Burning Blood is definitely going to be one of those games for me to stream. Freaking One Piece, man. Stan User Double O, what's going on, man? What year did you start Gintama? Which arc got you hooked on the series? Favorite comedy episode? Alright, what year did I start Gintama? I started Gintama, I believe it was in 2011. No. I think it was 2010. Maybe even before that. It was whenever the anime stopped at episode 201. Because I was watching it with my buddy Chris, and we actually got back into it again whenever I got back into it. But I stopped there on episode 201, and I got back into the series in 2014 after my boy John. Shout out to John Brown, a great man, great taste. He shout out to Dwayne Wade, but he told me to get back into the series. I listened to him, and it was one of the greatest decisions I ever made as far as anime manga is concerned. And so from 2000, whenever it was, 2009, 2010, 2011. Up until, and in 2014, I came back and I loved it even more. Especially since I was older, I was able to appreciate the some of the writing more and everything. It was amazing. The arc that got me hooked on the series. I mean, I was hooked from the very start with the with the comedy chapters, but I think Mitsuba was really the arc that really got me, because I loved Benizakura. But Mitsuba truly showed me this series is beautiful, and it is something that's special. So I think it was the Mitsuba arc, if I'm not mistaken. And then my favorite comedy episodes, comedy. See, this is the difference between one shots and comedy. Off of straight up funny, like just straight up being funny. The freaking this is hard. 232 is, oh my god. 232 is hilarious. That's hard, man. The Katsura prison one is hilarious too. Comedy, man, yo, that is Gintama. There's a lot of funny episodes, man. It was a chapter 238. That chapter is hilarious. Oh man, it is also really, really great in as sort of the writing aspect goes. There's a lot of good ones, but one shot chapter, you already know. Oil Rain is godlike. But comedy episode, the episode that made me laugh the most to this very day. If I had to just keep it to one episode that made me laugh the hardest, not counting one shots or anything. The funniest episode to me was I believe it was episode 293 or 294. It was the one with Hijikata, or the one with Kondo and his backstory, which I believe is 293. The little portion with Kondo and Hijikata, when he gets on injuring Hijikata, he'd be like, Toshi! Oh my god, my ribs were literally on hurt. I was laughing so hard, I was dying. And every time I watched it, I laugh even harder. So that one, and the reunion Patriot arc, episodes 272 to 74. Oh my god, bro, that arc is funnier in the anime than the manga. That's hard to believe. So I think that's my favorite comedy episode in terms of how funny it is. But to be honest, any comedy episode with a Shogun, the barbershop episode is hilarious too. There's so many episodes. Saiyan Kid 18, what's going on? Do you follow Dragon Ball Super? If you do, is there any chance you will review it? I am not following Dragon Ball Super currently, and it's kind of funny because I love Dragon Ball a lot. Dragon Ball is truly one of my favorite series, but I'm not following any anime currently. The only animes that I really watch right now on a weekly basis is One Piece, Naruto Shippuden, and freaking the stuff that comes on Toonami. I'm actually behind on JoJo, and I'm behind on My Hero Academia. And then every other series after that is, of course, because JoJo. When I'm behind on JoJo, that's when you know I'm behind. But that's because of final exams. I had to focus on my final exams and stuff. So I'm behind on JoJo, but JoJo is my favorite ongoing anime when it comes to anime as a whole. Freaking JoJo. And then My Hero Academia, I'm also watching that as well. And then everything else, I've been watching anything. I don't even know what series are airing. So that, and then Dragon Ball Super, I had to pause it wherever I was. I believe I was in the middle of the Battle of Gods portion of it, but I need to get back into it. Because Dragon Ball Super, man, it's Dragon Ball, man. So now that it's summer and whenever I have free time, I should probably catch back up to Dragon Ball Super. I really should. But the possibility of me reviewing it, I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. Sasaki Kojiro, man, my boy Ibrahim, what's going on, man? I promise you, one day I will watch The Sopranos, my friend, because you played Metal, or you watched Metal Gear Solid, so I have to pay back the favor somehow, man. Yo, good to see you back, Recon, and thoughts on Tokoyami from Boku no Hero. Tokoyami's GOAT. Look, man, I've said it before, I love birds, man. The birds, gross. And Tokoyami's a savage. His hidden potential is insane. He's beast, he's GOAT, he's a gross. Ah! I love Tokoyami, man. He's freaking awesome sauce. One of my favorite of the students, definitely. Tokoyami is a beast. Linked Hero, worst anime you have ever seen. Worst anime. You know, I'm not the type of guy that really dislikes animes, man. The series that I have enjoyed the least, that I dropped because I did not like the way that it started, was Seraph of the End. And then out of like the series that I've watched overall as a whole, I didn't like Attack on Titan that much, but I'm trying to see if some sort of miracle I guess, or like in the series more in the future. But out of worst, I'm not sure of worst, but the series that I like the least, those two, Seraph of the End and Attack on Titan. They just, I don't know, something about them I just didn't like. And the thing is, I really liked Attack on Titan in the beginning too, but as it continued, now I'm on anime only for Attack on Titan, so I don't know what the hell happens in the manga or anything. But as far as that goes, Attack on Titan and Seraph of the End are the ones that I dislike the least, or that I dislike the most. Hisoka X Hisoka, man, what's going on? What's your favorite anime ability? Heaven's Gate. In you guys will see it in JoJo Part 4 in Diamond is Unbreakable. You'll see that ability very soon in the anime. But Heaven's Gate, man, Heaven's Gate is freaking awesome sauce. What do personality for a character do you like most? A personality for a character? Ah, man, I mean, personally, Luffy is like, a Luffy type of character to me is perfect. I love that type of personality. But as far as like overall in an interest, like interesting wise, characters like Hisoka, Dio, Griffith, to where they're just interesting, man. I don't know if I can like just pinpoint it on one specific personality, but characters that are in the gray are definitely to me my favorites. And it's kind of hard to explain, but it's just characters that are interesting, man. Top 5 mangaka. In no order, Togashi, Oda, Inoue, Urasawa, and Junji Ito. Lately I've been getting into Junji Ito's works. This man is GOAT. He really is. I love this guy's works. Oh wait, man, I'm forgetting Toriyama-san. Akira Toriyama and Araki. Damn, this is hard. For a fact, Oda's there. Oda's there, Inoue's there, Urasawa's there, Togashi's there, and then that fifth one is hard, man, because I love Toriyama. Junji Ito, he's new. He's like a new one in here, so I guess I'll leave him as an honorable mention. Toriyama for sure. Toriyama and Rocky, man. I want to go with Toriyama, though, because I love the way that he expresses his... the Dragon Ball manga is amazing, man. So I think I'm gonna go with Toriyama. I really do. I think I'm gonna go with Toriyama. And then that's my top 5. I think that's my, because man, and number 1, it's most likely gonna be Urasawa, guys. Before I thought it was Inoue, but guys, after reading Billy Bat, man, Urasawa's GOAT. He truly is, man. He freaking truly is. Because the thing is, man, for a long time I had Togashi as number 1. And it's mainly for the reasons being because as a person who loves writing comedic and funny stories, Togashi went from that to ecchi to talking about to like an alien invasion type of story. It's a Hakusho, and then it was the Level E, and then it was the Hunter x Hunter. So like just a variety of stuff that he writes, the way that he writes, and it's amazing. Yoshihiro Togashi is probably number 2. Right. I don't care how his work ethic is. The man is a genius. Yoshihiro Togashi is a freaking genius. First, last, what's going on? Rank the Bleach captains in order from strongest to weakest. All the Bleach captains. Are we referring to the current captains? Straight up current Bleach captains list. Ah, man. And you guys know how I feel about Shinji, man. Screw that nigga. But regardless of that, if that man stopped telling his abilities to people, this is my list. Kiraku, Shinji, Kenpachi, Byakuya, Mayuri, Toshiro, Komamura, Soifone, Rose, Kensei, Rose. But where do I put Ukitake? And do I even count Unohana because she... do I even count Unohana, man, to be honest here? Do I even count Unohana? You know what? Let me go ahead and just do the captain's list from the beginning of the Thousand Year Blood War. Yamamoto, Kyoraku, Shinji, Byakuya, Kenpachi, Byakuya. Even though I like Byakuya more, I think Kenpachi, especially since, with what he's been doing lately. Toshiro. Mayuri, then Toshiro. Komamura. But where the hell do I put Ukitake? Wait, but I forgot Unohana. Yamamoto. Shinji. Kenpachi, Unohana, Byakuya. Maybe Byakuya, then Unohana. I'm not sure. Unohana, then Byakuya. Fuck it. Unohana, I'm not going to think about this. I'm not going to strain myself. Mayuri, Toshiro, but where do I put Ukitake? I don't care. I'm putting Ukitake after Komamura. I haven't seen enough from the man. Ukitake, then Kensei, Rose. I don't even remember what I said. This is pissing me off, man. So, Yamamoto, Kyoraku, Shinji, Kenpachi, Unohana, Byakuya, Mayuri, Toshiro, Komamura, Ukitake. Because the thing is, before this war, I would have Ukitake mad high. But I don't know. I don't know how to feel about Ukitake anymore. He, fell so hard for me. So Ukitake, and then freaking Kensei and Rose. Because the way that Kubo just writes the visors, man, they just seem way weaker than what they are. And to me, I don't see them as that strong. I don't see Kensei and Rose as that strong anymore. Even though they are beasts, just keep on getting whooped. And when you keep getting whooped, when the SmackDown, it's like professional wrestling. When you keep getting booked losses, you're gonna naturally seem weak. It's that simple. So screw it. That's my list, man. I'm done stressing over it. A freaking piece of crap visors. My boy Portgoss, man, what's going on? What would you do if you ever met Sorachi? I would hug him. I would thank him. And then I would give him a little insight into the story that I was creating, and I would tell him that it's thanks to him thanks to him and Oda. Well, it's thanks to a lot of people, man, to be honest. No, I wouldn't even talk to him about my story, because Sorachi confirmed that this is the route I want to take to my story. But when it comes to inspiration, well, this isn't about my story, it's about Sorachi. If I were to ever meet him, I would hug him, I would thank him, and I honestly would just want to have a conversation with the guy. Just I talk to him and see how it is. He seems like a really funny dude in his interviews. So I would just talk to him. I would just talk to him about life. I would love to learn more about life from Sorachi, man. He seems to be have a lot of wisdom and be very knowledgeable. So I would talk to him in that aspect. Yasin M770. What is your job? Are you fave girlfriend? Are you fave girlfriend? How old are you? My favorite girlfriend? I can't really differentiate them, they're all exes. All my exes live in Texas, but what's that called? I only have one girl at a time, but are you talking about like do I have a girlfriend? Regardless, what is your job? I work at CC's, CC's Pizza Boy, and I basically do anything and everything that they ask me to do. Do I have a girlfriend at this point in time? No. At this point in time, no. And if that is who is your favorite girlfriend, I apologize, but I don't think I can answer that. And how old are you? I am 20 years old, man. And I think that is my first age reveal on this channel. I am 20 years old, man. Monkey. Oh man, Monkey Man, what's going on? Who are your top 3 Metal Gear characters? A Metal Gear question. Big Boss, Solid Snake, and Ocelot. And I love the boss. And I think the boss is like right under. And you know, when it comes to Metal Gear Solid, there's so many awesome characters. But I think that's my main 3. I really do think it's Big Boss, Solid Snake, and then it's probably Ocelot, because it's Ocelot, man. He's God, you know. He's goat. So those are probably my top 3, man. With honorable mention to the boss. Francisco Silva, my boy, what's going on? Are you planning to do videos for stuff you've missed, weekly chapters, Gintama, the final episode, etc.? What's the thing you dislike the most out of each of your favorite series? Holy crap. Videos for the stuff I've missed, I don't think I will. For the Gintama final episode, man, that is a good idea, but I don't know. At this point in time, I'm just looking more towards the future. You know, I'm looking more towards the future of the channel, the future of all the series that are coming out here in the present. So I'm not sure. And then what's the thing I dislike the most out of each of your favorite series? Oh my god. I don't. As far as I can think right now, I don't dislike. I like off the top of my head, Gintama, I can't really think of anything. I can't think of anything in One Piece. I can't think of anything in JoJo. The only problem I have with JoJo is that it's monthly, and it's not Sirashi's fault, because he needs to get more stuff in. It's a seinen now, so I can't think of anything about that. 20th Century Boys, I can't. I don't look at the flaws. In Bleach, it's definitely the pacing. I definitely think Kubo can do better on the pacing. That's hard, man. Because I don't really dislike anything about it, any series. Like, I don't really think about that. What's the thing I dislike the most? I don't really dislike anything about any of my favorite series, man. Like, the only thing I think of sometimes is pacing issues when it comes to Bleach and a couple other mangas, but that's about it. I mean, everything else is up to the author, man. I mean, I just appreciate what they give me on a weekly basis, so I don't know, man. I don't really dislike anything out of my favorite series, to be honest. Daniel Salar, who would you go homo for in One Piece? Who would I go homo for? Man, you know, I want to say Luffy, but Luffy has a whole bunch of pussy coming his way. So let me see. Who would I go homo for, man? In freaking Sanji. I'm going with Sanji. Well, no, but Sanji, I'm going with Sanji. I'm going with Sanji, man. Yeah, I love the suit. KCV3, what are your thoughts on Chris Benoit as a wrestler? One of the greatest. The thing is with Chris Benoit is that if he didn't do what he did, Chris Benoit would be known as one of the greatest performers, because he was silent type. He didn't really talk, but when it came to giving you what you wanted in that ring, Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle, and Eddie Guerrero, at that point in time that they were going in, son, they were. I mean, to me, the greatest of all time still is Shawn Michaels when it comes to performance aspect, but Chris Benoit as a wrestler, him and Kurt Angle, man, and Eddie Guerrero, at that point in time, 2003, 2004, 2005, they were tearing it up, man. Chris Benoit is one of the greatest to ever do it, and without a doubt, if he were in his triple threat match at WrestleMania 20, one of the greatest triple threat matches ever. And I truly do think Chris Benoit, if he didn't do what he did, he'd be in Hall of Famer easy, and everyone would still be talking about him. People still talk about him. It was just so amazing as a wrestler, man. Go to Troll. What's up, man? Firstly, how are you doing? And did you manage to complete/achieve all the things you set out to do during your hiatus? Actually, I pretty much did, because what the hiatus was to get me back on track after I had put so much stuff back on the back burner. So I got myself back on track, and I'm able to concentrate. I've been working on my writing as of late. I've been gaming, back to my usual self. I've been the only thing I really haven't had time for still is watching and watching anime and reading manga, which I have been reading some Kingdom. But like on a regular basis of my scheduling, I'm getting back into it thanks to a final being over, me being done with school and only having my job to worry about when it comes to regular required activities. But yeah, man, I set out to do what I did. I did it. Everything in personal wise as well. Got it done. So now I'm focusing more on the future, on the present, and trying to become better. Trying to continue moving forward. Trying to move forward in my dream. Trying to get closer and closer to achieving my goal, man. That's what every single day of my life is for. So that I definitely set that up before. No details reached here or anything. Just wondering if your hiatus was a success for you personally. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Secondly, there's so much good stuff going on right now in the anime manga scene, and there's so much good stuff that went down the last few weeks that I haven't seen you review yet. So my question is, if you find the time anywhere, could you possibly make a video discussing the things that went down the last few weeks for the series you review, or maybe even a live stream? That would be awesome, but I understand if it would take a lot of time, so don't feel obligated or anything. I'll tell you what, since I can't do live streams are concerned, my next live stream, and I guess this is a little hint to everyone, or a little like, if you ever watch this video, you'll know something that other people who aren't gonna know. My next live stream, I haven't done a live stream in a long time. That's because of my internet issues. But my next live stream I'm going to attempt is a One Piece ranking the arcs celebration stream for Zoe ending and for Terrell, Shonen Jump captain, finally finishing his One Piece journey. So when he finishes One Piece journey, me and a couple of others are going to rank the One Piece arcs from beginning to end, favorite to least favorite, and it's gonna be one hell of a blast. So that's my next stream. But as far as series like the series I missed, I'll tell you what, man. I'm planning on becoming more active on Twitch, because I found that streaming on my PS4 is way better than on my computer. So, and on my Xbox and whatnot. So, and I'm gonna try out streaming with my Elgato and streaming on my PC and whatnot. So, through Twitch, if you guys want to ask me, whenever I start streaming on Twitch, if you guys want to ask me like my thoughts on everything that I've missed and everything that I think that I like, my opinions on the series that have been going on as of late, you can do that on Twitch, live stream wise, because I for right now I don't plan on making a video for all the series I've missed. But yeah, man, thanks a lot for that comment. I really appreciate you asking about how the hiatus went, man. That's some awesome stuff. But yeah, definitely, if you want to find out some more of how I felt about some of the chapters that I missed while on hiatus, I'll definitely be answering those on Twitch, man. Live streaming wise on Twitch. Whenever I start becoming way more active on there, which will be very soon. Jaden D. Collins, what is your favorite stand in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? Heaven's Gate, and then Zawardo are my two favorites. Like overall Heaven's Gate. Ability wise, well, like whenever they yell, Zawardo is my favorite. My favorite thing to say is just randomly. I'll just randomly say Zawardo, and yeah. So it's Heaven's Gate and Zawardo. Let me see. MZ Media. What was your favorite video that you've ever recorded on YouTube so far? The Shogun Assassination Arc live reaction. And the main reason why that live reaction means so much to me, the original manga one, is because I was able to really open myself up and emotionally connect to the manga I was reading, to you guys who were watching, and to the experience itself of experiencing the greatest thing I've ever experienced all at the same time. It was phenomenal, and it was an experience I will never forget. It was quite an experience, man. Marcelo B, what's going on? My Kamui friend, the Goat King. Now review them Gintama and Hunter x Hunter chapters, boy. And for my question, which arc do you like better, Chimera Ant or Farewell Shinsengumi? Well, when it comes to Gintama Hunter x Hunter chapters, they'll definitely be coming. You already know, man. They're awesome sauce. But as far as which one do I like more, between or which arc do I like better, which I'm going to see which one I like more. Between Chimera and From Which Is Gumi, Holy crap. Like, I feel like I want to say Ferocious and Gumi because Ferocious and Gumi's the GOAT. But man, the Chimera Ant arc was freaking awesome, man. The Chimera Ant arc is definitely the better. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know, dog. That's tough. I kind of want to go with Chimera Ant arc, and the reason being is because I need to rewatch and / reread of both. But which arc did I like more? Between Ferocious and Gumi and the Chimera Ant arc, man, that's hard, son. Yo. For this video and how I feel right now, Chimera Ant arc. Chimera Ant. Ferocious and Gumi was so GOAT. I'm gonna go with Chimera Ant, and then Ferocious and Gumi. Screw it for this video. And this opinion it changes all the time, but just to get an answer out there, I'm gonna go with the Chimera Ant arc. Hey, my boy Christoph Kana, man. What is your top 5 favorite wrestlers and your top 5 wrestler entrance music? Holy crap! All right, what is my top 5 favorite wrestlers? I mean, are you talking about all time or currently? I'm gonna take this as currently, and my top 5 favorite current wrestlers are: number 1 is Finn Balor, number 2. Who the hell will have number 2? Because I want to go Kenny Omega, man. That's my boy. But, you know what? Off the top of my head, Finn Balor, Kenny Omega, Bayley, AJ Styles, and Big E. Guys, I love Big E, man. Big E. Big freaking E. And then all time, I'm not answering. All time is hard. All time is hard. Current, that was off the top of my head. I love those guys, man. It's somewhere in there. I'll put Okada, freaking Donovan Dijak down there in Ring of Honor. He's a freaking beast. I love Zack Sabre Jr., but it's mainly like he's a beast, man. But yeah, Finn Balor's number 1. No, oh man, but I forgot about Kevin Owens, man. That's my dude. And then Seth Rollins when he comes back. You know what? I'll stick with it. I'll just stick with the list. I'll stick with the list. But I love Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins. I love so many of them. Let me see. And then for my top 5 wrestler entrance music. Well, I'm going to some like the overall like entrance themes. AJ's Ring of Honor theme is one of my favorites ever. I love that theme so much. No, currently Nakamura has my favorite theme in the entire music-wise, the entire theme. My favorite entrance is Finn Balor's. Finn Balor entrance so he's number 1. Nakamura for music is number 2. So like out of current like wrestlers, those two. I'm just gonna stick this to WWE because overall it's gonna be too hard. WWE and NXT. So it's gonna be those two. Sasha Banks. I love Sasha's. That's another person I freaking should have added to the wrestling list. Or she's tied with Biggie. Sasha Banks. So yeah, Sasha's number 3. Entrance music, man. John Cena will forever be up there for me. So number 4 when it comes to entrance wise, John Cena's freaking awesome. And Chad Gable and Jason Jordan's entrance, their music just pumps you up, man. It gets you hype. Theirs is awesome. Well, no, the New Day, man. I love when the New Day comes out too. So yeah, add New Day to the list in no order. That was the list, man. Add New Day to the list too. I think that'll be my top 5. I think that'll be my current in WWE. In NXT, I think that's accurate. I think that's accurate. All right, next one comes from Solheim. Solheim. One of the two. It's either Solheim or Solheim. Either way, it's a beast name. As for a question, what did you think about the Yoshiwara and Flames arc of Gintama? Just to let you know, man, before I continue reading this comment, GOAT arc, man, GOAT arc. I just finished that recently and thought that it was hilarious, meaningful, and overall developed the story and characters of Kagura and Shinpachi quite a bit. Also, the ending of the arc was heartwarming. Interested in hearing your thoughts. The Yoshiwara and Flames arc of Gintama is one of the best arcs in the entire series, and at one point in time it was my favorite. It really was, until I went back and rewatched it, and it was slowly went down the list whenever I was thinking about other ones. But Yoshiwara and Flames is one of my most nostalgic arcs in all of anime. Like, Yoshiwara is awesome sauce, man. It's just like you said, it's beautiful, and it really felt like one of those, like, the first arcs in Gintama where it just felt huge. Everything felt like it was going down, and every single episode just got better and better and better. I mean, episodes like, oh man, Kentucky and Hosen, man, yo, dude, it's absolute greatness, man. The amount of dialogue Kentucky was spitting, the quality of that dialogue, it was amazing. And then with Kagura, and then finding out more about Kamui and just Yatos in general. It was a great arc for finding out more about the world and just how like about their race, and it was great. I love that arc so much. Yoshiwara and Flames, man, it was definitely just like you said. It was hilarious, meaningful, and Yoshiwara, man, I can't wait to one of these days just sit down and rewatch it again. I think that's my most rewatched ending too, ending 12, and that is my favorite ending in Gintama, ending 12. Keith Armstrong, what do you think of the new One Piece chapters right now? I think the One Piece freaking series has been on fire for the past, like, I don't even know. I mean, every single chapter's been fire since chapter 1, so it's been on fire for the past 19 years. But regardless of that, the last couple chapters have been freaking awesome. I mean, what more can I say, man? It's been insane. With my boys down there in Jerma 66, it's been quite sick. It's been quite sick. Pobart 13, how do you feel about the lack of CGI in JoJo? Well, I love it. I miss the sense of JoJo-ness that those epic JoJo openings had. Still awesome sauce, though. I mean, to me, it doesn't really affect. It doesn't really affect the enjoyment. I've been enjoying Part 4 a lot. Part 4 so far has been adapted. I've been loving it, absolutely loving it. So it doesn't really affect the enjoyment for me, to be honest. Not really a question, but do you have any Hunter x Hunter predictions? Goatness is about to ensue. With the way Togashi writes, man, to be honest, I don't know. All I can say is, when it comes to the current Chrollo versus Hisoka bout, someone is going to interrupt it because neither of them are dying. I don't see either of them dying. So somebody's going to interrupt, and it could possibly be one of the princes. It damn well could be one of the princes. And if they join that boat ride, if Chrollo and Kurapika are on the same boat, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be awesome. So that's the only prediction I have for right now. I'll have to really think about it. But Hunter x Hunter right now is, oh god, dude. But that's pretty much my only prediction. So someone has to interrupt that bout. Neither of them are dying unless that freaking huge shocking moment that Togashi's editors were talking about is about to happen. But I doubt it. Number 3, why do you like professional wrestling? I mean, I just like episodic storytelling, man. You know, it's something that I've always been through ever since I was younger. It's my favorite thing that I still watch now from my childhood. I love talking about it every week. I love watching it every week. It always interests me. It's something I love talking about. It's a huge passion of mine, man. I absolutely love the art of the wrestling itself, the storylines that are going into it, the personalities, the characters, the entrances, just everything, the minds that go into it, the different kinds of wrestling you can watch on any medium. All over the world, there's different types, the interest, the factions that come out of it, the things you could just talk about and discuss about what's going to happen in the future, what's going to happen in this storyline, how can this storyline correlate with this storyline, it's just overall, it's the same reason why I love anime manga, the same reason why I love like series like One Piece, Bleach, Toriko, like, it's the exact same thing. I just look forward to reading on a weekly basis, or watching on a weekly basis, and then discussing it, talking about it, seeing everyone else's thoughts on it, and just seeing what's gonna happen next. It's just always so interesting, and and I just love it. I absolutely love it. And my favorite thing about wrestling as a whole has to be the art itself of the wrestling. Whenever they get into it, and then just the fans' reactions to some of it, it's just amazing. Like, I'll give you a quick example. A pay-per-view ago, in NXT TakeOver Dallas, they had a match with Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sami Zayn, and it's bouts like those that really remind you why you love professional wrestling so much, because that bout was just so beautiful from beginning to end. The storytelling, the wrestling, the crowd reactions, just all that combination coming together, and then just you fangasming along with your friends about these amazing moments that you've always wanted to see. You know, because you get to fantasize, and you get to think about what sort of match would you like to have between these two? Who would you like to see have matches? Like right now, a dream match for me would be Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles. You know, that's something I would love to see, and if that were to happen, it's like as if two Yonkos were to clash. I'd be super hyped. So it's like that sort of aspect, man. It really makes me love professional wrestling. Same reason why I read manga. I just love seeing what happens next, and love discussing what happened in the past and using that to what we can see in the future. I just absolutely love professional wrestling, man. It'll always be a passion of mine. Lazaro Fadia, my friend, was going on. Are you watching Game of Thrones? Oh my! At this point in time, no. That's another series I need to catch up on. I left off on the ending of season 5, and I have not watched anything for season 6. So we'll see what happens there. Also, what is your favorite Prince Devitt match you've ever seen before you came to NXT as Finn Balor? Glad to have you back, King. It feels good to be back, man. But a Prince Devitt question. The first one that comes to mind is his match against Zack Sabre Jr. He had this one match, and it's always been memorable to me because him and Zack Sabre Jr. are really good friends, and he's always trying to get Zack Sabre Jr. over into WWE. But they had a match to where he had a Joker design on him, and it fit Devitt so well, and just the way he was heel, and that entire bout was freaking spectacular. I mean, it wasn't his best match. It wasn't one of his it wasn't one of his well, it is one of his accomplishments, because that match was freaking awesome. But in my opinion, it wasn't his best match. It wasn't it wasn't like one of like the big like title bouts or anything. But that match will always stick with me because it was just so memorable. You know, seeing him wake him out as freaking Joker. He came out as the Joker. The Joker. It was just so cool. It'll always stick with me. So yeah, his match against Zack Sabre Jr., man, that was a freaking awesome match. Robert Me, did you finish Fate Zero? How do you think it will end? Keep the great work. Greetings from Spain. Hey, man, greetings back at you, man. Back to Spain. It's freaking awesome. I always love seeing where people that I meet online are come from, man. And from Spain, man. That's freaking awesome sauce. Did I finish Fate Zero? No, I actually haven't. I'm still on episode 22, if I'm not mistaken. And I need to finish that series, man. Fate Zero was awesome. I was really enjoying it. And how do I think it will end, man? I'm gonna save that for a video. I'm gonna save that for a video, man. That's gonna take way too much time to think about. But yeah, thanks a lot for the questions, man. The evil See, when it comes to your name, man, I always say Rohanite, because I just want to add like a little like Spanish like little flair on there. You know what I'm saying? A little flair. So the evil Rohanite, I believe is how you say your name correctly. But I like saying the evil Rohanate. You know, I like adding that. So my friend, which series overall do you think has the best antagonists? I mean overall, like in a like the best overall memorable wise, JoJo, no doubt. JoJo has the best collective villains to me in manga. JoJo really reminds me of Batman in terms of there's just so many memorable villains that you will always remember. So JoJo, no doubt. JoJo, and then that's followed by Hunter x Hunter for me. Mr. Chelsea Dan, why is Jing Woat and Hisoka GOAT? Do you still love Kamui even though he's a little bitch? I know I do. I'll always love Kamui. I don't care what he turns into or what he's become or who he was in the past or anything, man. I'll always love Kamui. And why is Jing Woat and Hisoka GOAT? Let me tell you something, man. Jing is so GOAT, you can't comprehend how GOAT he is. All right, that's just as simple as that can be, Daniel, man. That's just as simple as it can be. J.O., I want to ask, what stresses you and what do you do to deal with stress? That is an interesting question. What stresses me? You know, I don't really let a lot of things get to me, but from what stress, I guess like the only thing that I can like that I can think of is when there's like an overwhelming amount of things coming my way that I have to put something aside, like I do for YouTube, and I have to take care of the situation at hand before it gets any worse. That I guess you can say is something that stresses me out. That definitely that definitely can take a toll on the body is that. And then another thing that stresses me is whenever I'm sitting in front of my computer and I'm attempting to write and nothing comes up, man. Like I'm blank up here as a blank sheet of paper. That stresses me out too. So that like those are the only two. But what do I do to deal with stress? I read, I write, I play games. And that's it. That's really all I can think of. And I speak on here on YouTube. That helps me deal sometimes with stress too. But mainly it's reading, writing, and playing video games is how I deal with that stress. Volp, rank these anime genres from your favorite to least favorite: shonen, seinen, and shoujo. Explain why you have chosen your order. I think it's in that order. I think shonen's number 1, seinen's number 2, and shoujo's number 3. Shoujo, I haven't really gotten a lot from that from that demographic, but I don't know. I need to read more from shoujo, so it's gonna be number 3. Now between seinen and shonen, I like shonen more because I'm just an overall more. I just like stuff like more like most of my top favorite series are from the shonen demographic and from Jump and stuff like that. So I don't know. I just really like stuff from the shonen series, and then. Why seinen is second? I like shonen more. I mean, there's a lot of seinen series I really like, but I just find shonen series more fun, and I'm all about having fun while reading my series. And sometimes I just want to sit back, relax, and enjoy a series. And I feel like shonen series are the best for that. Series like this first 6 parts of JoJo. And the thing is, like when it comes to seinen, there's a lot of them that I really love. Like Steel Ball Run, 20th Century Boys, Berserk, Real. There's a lot of great seinen out there. But overall in Spectrum, man, freaking in shonen, man, I have my One Piece, my Gintama, Ippo, freaking the first 6 parts of JoJo, Bleach, Toriko, Naruto, the series I'm reading right now, My Hero Academia, Black Clover. There's a lot of series that I just like. Hunter, man. So like, there's a lot of series that I just like discussing more. And that I just overall like more in the shonen demographic. So I tend to like to stick to that. Also, reading shonen series really makes me feel like a kid again, and that's always a good thing. So yeah, I guess that's why I like shonen more than seinen. I don't know. I never really put thought into it, but I've just always liked shonen series more than anything else. Ento Bones, thoughts on the My Hero Academia anime adaptation so far? I think they've been doing a good job. I really do think they have been. They've been doing a splendid job as far as what I've watched, man. I love it. And the dub that's coming out soon from Funimation, dude, they nailed All Might and freaking Izuku, man. It's freaking awesome. I definitely like the My Hero Academia adaptation so far. They're doing a good job. I really have to give it up to Bones. They're doing a good job. Silver Soul, what is your favorite video game console of all time? And what was your favorite or some of your favorite games for that system? What upcoming gaming are you currently most hyped for? My favorite video game console of all time is the Xbox 360, and my favorite or some games, Call of Duty 4, BioShock, any of them, BioShock 1, 2, or Infinite, but BioShock 1 and Infinite are my favorites. Call of Duty 4, BioShock, Red Dead Redemption, Halo 3, Fallout 3, Gears of War 2, man, I used to play Gears of War 2 a lot. Gears of War 2, Street Fighter 4, Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe was fun, Elder Scrolls Oblivion and Skyrim. Off the top of my head, those are the ones I can think of, but like my main favorites on the 360, which I spend most of my time on, were Call of Duty 4 and like Modern Warfare 2, BioShock, Red Dead Redemption, Fallout 3, Gears of War 2, Halo 3, like those games. Really loved Oblivion. I spent a lot of time playing Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. And those are some of the games I can think of. There's a lot more games on 360 I love, but those are the most of the ones. Now, why the 360 is my favorite? The 360 is my favorite because it's just I had the most memories with it. The 360, I used to come home from middle school and high school every single day and just go home and game. up until around 12 or 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, and I would just, go to school the next day, and I would repeat the process. And then the introduction of Xbox Live. Whenever I was younger, I was a big Naruto Arena and RuneScape, Club Penguin, like anything that could give me like that massive multiplayer online feel, while I'll also watch some anime on the side. I would love, because I love to interact with other people when it comes to stuff I really love. So when I got 360, and I was able to finally play Xbox Live, and I was able to play Halo 3, especially the Call of Duties, Gears, and have like this online multiplayer experience, even if we aren't all playing together the same game, even if I'm playing Bioshock and someone else in the party and Xbox Live Party is playing something else, we were still online communicating about the stuff we love, having fun, having a blast. Just created so many memories I'll never forget. So the 360 to me will always be something. It was just a wonderful experience, and I'll never, like, some Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2 experiences, some of the best experiences I've ever had, man. And it's like I just loved it. I just absolutely loved it. And it carries on. Like, some friendships that I got on 360 still are to this day. I met my best friends, because of the 360. We would just sit together in game, and slowly together we just became best of friends. So definitely the 360 is my favorite console. And then following that are probably the PlayStation 1, Super Nintendo. I love the PS4, because the thing is. From the PS2. What am I saying? So yeah, like, following that, probably like the PS1, Super Nintendo, the PS2, the 64, the PS4, stuff like that. I love those consoles. GameCube, like those consoles were awesome. But 360 and PlayStation 1 are probably my top two. Let me see what's next. Lester McKay, do you have any One Piece theories, and would you make a theory video? As far as One Piece theories are concerned, at this point in time, no. I don't really have a theory that I'm working on currently, and as far as me seeking out a theory, not really, not right now. I'm not planning on making any theory videos soon, but I do have a couple discussion videos planned as far as One Piece is concerned. I've been rereading the series, rewatching it with Khan. There's definitely a couple things I want to talk about in the One Piece series, but as far as theories are concerned, not really. Manji the Immortal, if you were to be in the Hunter x Hunter universe, what would your Nen power be? The more elaborate the answer, the better, i.e. the mechanics of your power, listing any vows, limitations, if any, etc. So check me out, man. If I was in the Hunter x Hunter universe, I would want an ability that gave me the basically, I would want to have an ability kind of like, well, I don't want to spoil this if anybody's watching freaking JoJo. So basically, I want to have the ability to that would help me out as an author. So what I would like to do is every single time that I open up a book, a journal, or something like that, I would be able to access and actually be able to enter those memories. And whenever I'm communicating with someone else, every single time that they write something in that book that I have. So let's just say that I have like this book, and like how Crollo has it. So I'll have this notebook, and I'll open it. And every single time that someone writes inside of it, I will be able to access what it was that they wrote. If it was a memory, or at the time they wrote it, so it'll give me like a different variations of seeing how other people's perspectives are when it comes to certain situations, when it comes to their memories, when it comes to experiencing something for the first time, kind of like how it is in a video game. I would love to do that. That's something that would be amazing for me as a writer, and be amazing for me to create some more stories. So like, for me to be able to access other people's memories through so I would have this journal, man, and let's say I would call this journal the Book of AwesomeSauce. That's my name, I believe, the Book of AwesomeSauce. And anytime that somebody that I would put somebody's name in there, I would be able to access not their powers, but their memories, and I would be able to access those memories, kind of like the same way how it was like in Fallout 4, where I would be able to access inside of their brain and be able to actually go through, live their memories out, and then I would be able to come back. And I think that would be pretty awesome sauce. I think that would give me a huge advantage when it came to me, planning out strategies in future situations, and me just overall coming up with more story ideas, because I'm able to live other people's stories they aren't able to tell, because they aren't writers or anything. So I would be able to live out their stories, and like a video game. That would be freaking awesome sauce, at least for me. And that the limitations, I guess, that I could place against it is that whenever I'm inside of their memories, my body's completely exposed and I'm asleep. So I guess that would be one of my limitations in that aspect. So I would my ability would have to be something I would have to pre-plan. Like, I would have to have the door locked and everything. Whenever I would open the book and I would just look inside of it, that's whenever I would be able to access their memories. I'd be knocked out. And then, of course, whenever I'm in actual battle against them, I'd have to have somebody else who's a beast. But this is mainly for, this net ability would mainly be for me and for me, pursuing my career as an author, and also for me just having more fun in life, man. How awesome would it be to play somebody else's, especially like if it's like a cool scenario in like a video game or something, like playing like an Uncharted 4 through someone else's perspective, like going through somebody else's life, like Assassin's Creed shit, man. Going in there and playing through history like a video game. I wouldn't trade it for the world. The Book of Awesome Sauce, that is my net ability, man. That's my great question, Maji the Immortal. So yeah, I would get my ass kicked, but I'd have fun. I would have fun, man. But I would have like a crew with me, like I would be doing that, but other people would be like freaking overpowered, so I wouldn't have to worry about anything. Sosuke Column Aizen, out of this past week of missed stuff, what did you find the most hype for each series? For Bleach, Toriko, and One Piece, for me, it was the Urahara's Bankai, Kenpachi's Bankai, everything Jiro, and everything One Piece. For the stuff that I missed, man, I'm gonna be honest here. Gintama, well, in Gintama, I'm Yorozuya Genshan. That chapter was amazing. One Piece, just like you said, everything's just been freaking going down. Though specifically, when I saw that panel of Baltigo, I was like, whoa! And no, bro, Zunisha, bro. Yo, Zunisha and Jack. I was like, bro, let's take it easy. Let's take it one step at a time. Yo, Zunisha was not playing. That was awesome sauce. I loved that. Zunisha, Kenpachi's Bankai was freaking awesome sauce. I absolutely love that. Yeah, man, Kenpachi's Bankai, dude. When Yachiru said that your body can handle it, I was like, yo, this is crazy. Jiro. And then, My Hero Academia, just, do I even have to speak? My Hero Academia, every chapter's been freaking awesome sauce. Let me see, what else? And, those are the series that I like read, that I talk about on here. But God, in Tokyo Ghoul and Black Clover, bro? Yo, dude, oh man, Tokyo Ghoul has been on fire, and then Black Clover has been so much fun, man, with the adventure aspect, and it's been a great time. It's been a great time to be reading manga, man. And Ippo, bro, the fist of the devil, it's goat, man. Let me see, Yorozuya White Bear Beppo, my dude, what's going on, man? Hello, I hope you have a wonderful day. What is the longest time you ever stayed awake? Two days. Maybe like 2 days, but maybe like a little before that. So like I'd probably say around 45 hours. Probably say 45 hours is the longest time I've ever been awake, or 44. Don't ever do that, guys. Don't ever do that. It's hard to get back into the schedule after that. But I had one hell of a sleep after that, I'll tell you what. PES Charlie, man, there's so much hype surrounding JoJo right now with Part 8 going amazing, the Part 4 anime exceeding expectations, so I gotta ask JoJo a question. What do you think about the Part 6 ending? The community is pretty split on this, but I really do love it. Part 6's ending is one of the most beautiful things ever. Well, not beautiful, but one of the most emotional things, man. I always said when Part 6 gets animated, the final song, the final episode better have What a Wonderful World. That better be the ending of the freaking anime. What a wonderful world. That better be the ending's theme. What a wonderful world. For just thinking about it gets you emotional, bad. Yeah, just know that. I love Part 6's ending. But Part 6's ending is pretty much why I have Stone Ocean right under freaking Stubal Run. Kodansha Commander, what's your top 5 manga of all time at the moment? At the moment, number three is JoJo. Number 4 is 20th Century Boys, and number 5 is Hajime no Ippo. Though Ippo, because 5, 6, and 7 are so close. But I think that's my top 5 all time right now. With a shout out to Bakuman. Bakuman's goat, man. Bakuman and Dragon Ball. Have you ever stolen a street sign? Yo, Donkey Doflamingo, man. I've stolen a street sign in Saints Row. Well, was it Saints Row? Oh, I think it was Saints Row 2. It was Saints Row 2 or Grand Theft Auto 4, where I was driving through and I hit a stop sign. It just was stuck to my car. So I'm over here trying to get rid of the stop sign. I'm trying to escape the cops, and this stop sign is stuck to the wheel of my car. So look, I guess that counts. Iceman DXG, what are your thoughts on One Piece Burning Blood? And we'll be uploading any videos about it, such as Let's Play or online ranked matches. I'll be very interested in seeing both. Hell yeah. Maybe not on the YouTube channel, but on Twitch. One Piece Burning Blood, what? Expect me to be doing videos on that junk, man. I cannot wait for One Piece Burning Blood. But the online ranked matches definitely, and then the story mode, I'll definitely be doing that as well. But that's probably gonna just stay on Twitch. What are your thoughts on those One Piece and Gintama greatness chapters that you haven't uploaded about since you have been gone? I'm assuming you have read them, but what are your thoughts? They've been freaking awesome sauce, man. Both series have been going in. Gintama 585 is one of my favorite. Is in my top 10 favorite chapters in the entire series. I think I can safely say that 585 was godlike, and Gintama's been on a roll. One Piece, just with everything that's been going down. I'm trying to refrain from spoilers when it comes to One Piece because I know my boy Shoutout Jump Captain might watch this video, so. One Piece has been going down. One Piece is freaking awesome. So I'm telling you, man, that Zunisha thing, man. It's just everything with the post-Zo and what's going on right now. And it's awesome. I love it. What first got you into One Piece and also Gintama? Like, what made you think, oh, okay, let me see what all the hype is about? My ex-girlfriend got me into One Piece, and Gintama, me and my friend just started watching it one day, and we thought it was hilarious, so we just kept going. Because we were Reborn tards at the time, and we wanted to find something as funny as Reborn. So, as funny as Reborn as Beelzebub, to be honest. And we just got into Gintama. But yeah, the One Piece, my ex-girlfriend got me into it, and ever since then, it's, son, the greatness. So, here are some personal questions. Feel free to answer them if you want to. How old are you? Do you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend? Nothing wrong with that. Where are you born? I'm 20 years old. I do not have a girlfriend at this point in time or a boyfriend. And I was born in Puerto Rico. So, I'm Puerto Rican, man. And last but not least, when you hit 3,000 subscribers, we do a face reveal. A face reveal, sure! I'll do a face reveal, alright, man. I'll do some good questions for you, keep with the great content, and sorry for writing a book. Man, no problem, man. I love reading, so the more content, sometimes the better. Thank you very much for the question, man. I greatly appreciate it. Josiah Evans, what are your thoughts on recent Bleach revelations? Like, what do you mean by that? Like just... Revelations as a whole, or are you, like, I don't know which ones you're referring to, but like overall, I don't know. If you're going like I don't know. I'll put it to you this: Urahara's Bankai, I liked it, but it's just had so much hype over the years. To me, it was good, but didn't deliver to the amount of hype that I had up for it. When it comes to Kenpachi's Bankai, I was hyped. And what Yachiru said after, that was cool as well. And then when it comes to the revelations, with the Yachiru possibly being the Zanpakuto thing, that's something that's been discussed for a long time, so it doesn't even surprise me, to be honest. You know, I remember whenever we used to have the Squad 00 hangouts in the past, Charles and North Side, they used to bring up all the time, so it's something that if it does end up being true, Charles, Annie Locke, Northside Z, those guys, they called it first, you know. So it was really nice to see that and seeing a theory from like 2 years ago being almost pretty much confirmed, which is pretty cool. And then when it comes to the most recent stuff with Toshiro, I think that was cool. I find it cool that he ages and his form changes whenever he goes into his real full Bankai state. I find that to be pretty kind of awesome sauce. Straw Hat Gamer, have you been watching Dragon Ball Super? No, I haven't been watching pretty much anything as of late, but I do want to catch up. I do want to catch up to it this summer. Carlos Trinidad, favorite anime transformation / power. My favorite anime transformation is Naruto Sage Mode. Well, my favorite transformation moment is overall is probably Ichigo's first Bankai. My favorite transformation is between Sage Mode, Naruto Sage Mode. I just find that form so cool. Sage Mode, Gon's transformation was, oh my god, Gon's, and then the most recent one with Luffy. I think those are my damn, because there's a lot of transformations, but I can't remember them at this point in time. Those three, and if I can count Femto in there, son, Femto definitely too, but yeah, those four definitely. I love those. Slash power up. Power up. That's probably pretty much the same thing. Pretty much the same thing. Salvador Avalos, but that's just off the top of my head, man. Like there's a couple of ones like in the back of my mind, like the Mazuku form, the Mugetsu form is awesome too with how Luigi go. It's just a couple of things, but I think those four, the Sage mode, the Gon, what else? What else did I say? The most recent Luffy one, because I'm trying to refrain from spoilers, and Ichigo's Bankai will always be up there for me too, so I'll include that as well. But whatever the other one was I mentioned too, I don't remember. Salvador Avalos. But anyways, just two questions: top 10 anime, or rough estimate. And I know that as subscribers we may be expecting of you, but what would you expect from us as your fans, general community you've built? That's an interesting question. All right, for the first one, top 10 anime or rough estimate. I'll make a video on that. I can't answer that at this point in time. I can't answer that, but I'll make a video on it, I promise. And I'll try to remember the question so I can give credit to you. But that video will be coming, I promise. Top 10 anime. I'll put a 2016 by it. And then for the other question, that's a very interesting question. As subscribers, we may always be expecting a view, but what would you expect from us? To be honest, you guys have surpassed all expectations, man. The way that you continuously show support. I mean, for God's sakes, guys, I record in 360p. I'm usually late on a lot of my stuff, and the amount of hiatuses I take, I'm selfish a lot of the times when it comes to like what I choose to do, when it comes to my writing or my gaming over creating videos. And the way that you guys continue to support me and continue to support my content, continue to talk to me, continue to expect stuff of me, is just I don't know what else to expect from you guys, man. You guys constantly surpass my expectations. When I turn on YouTube and I see the comments sometimes, it's absolutely amazing. The stuff you guys write, it makes me feel amazing. It makes me feel great. And anything that can make me feel happy just shows that you guys are the most amazing individuals on God's green earth, man. And I honestly, what I expect from you guys, to be you. That's the most I can expect. Just to be the best you can be. And honestly, I see that because you guys are freaking awesome sauce, man. Hana no Katana. Would you eat the booty? Son, give me a nice fresh booty, man. I'll be in like swimmer. Give me that Rin Tosaka rump. We eating that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, boy. Let's go. Let me see. Regan Reidinger. What's up, man? What is your favorite... Oh, no, I'm sorry. I missed one. Do you like these things? Star Wars, Overwatch, and cinnamon rolls. I love Star Wars. Overwatch is fire. And I work at CC's, boy. Cinnamon rolls is my thing. So hell yeah to all three, man. Shout out to you, man. You're an awesome guy. Steven Robinson, what is your favorite all-time anime? How old are you? I'm 20 years old. And my favorite all-time anime is too hard to answer right now. But if you're talking about all series... When it comes to just anime, I'll make a top 10 anime list in the future. That's a hard question. Necrogenesis 1981. If you could have a Zanpakuto in real life, what would its powers be? Man. See, I would say something similar to the Nen question, but the Zanpakuto, I would actually have to have an ability of fighting if I'm in the Bleach verse. So, if I had a Zanpakuto, I would want a blade. Okay, so the blade itself, I want it to be like Ichigo's, where it's black and it's long, and it's kind of like Cloud's. Like I want to have a blade like the Buster Sword, like Cloud's Buster Sword. I always think that those look cool. And then the ability itself, whenever it goes into Bankai, and then I guess the way it would look in Bankai, I might be dual wielding at the time. But when it comes to ability wise, I would love to have the ability to honestly, time manipulation is very interesting, but this is tough, man. Okay, so I want to have something like the Buster Sword. Honestly, when okay, a Zanpakuto ability I would like to have is whenever I cut. This is tough because like there's a bunch of different ideas going in my head now. Okay. So, my Zanpakuto ability would be Shikai. Shikai. I want to stick with time manipulation. I think that's awesome. I've always loved the ability to reverse or move forward in time instead of just stopping it. Just the ability to reverse or move forward. Of course, making me tired in the process, but it'll bring a lot of damage to my stamina. But and then when it goes into but they need to correlate with each other. So scratch that. Scratch the time manipulation. I'm trying to correlate something with games, man. Like, I would absolutely love for it to be like an Aizen type of hack stability, to where whenever I cut somebody, I'm able to, because I like kind of want to transfer it over into like the gaming world. Like I'm trying to see like what I can create here. This is a very interesting question, man. It's really making me think. I don't know, man. A Zanpakuto ability I would like to have. Having my Zanpakuto fight alongside me, kind of like a stand, would be freaking awesome. So like, let's say like if I'm fighting, like the stand fights too, and then whenever I go into Bankai, it reveals like the actual ability, kind of like how Sajin's is, but the actual ability would be something really insane. Oh man, but ability wise, off the top of my head, I don't know, man. I kind of want to have like an ability like master masculine, man, like a wrestling type of ability. The more people cheer me on, the stronger I get. That'd be pretty cool. But just overall, off the top of my head, like if I were to, screw it. Shikai, the thing fights alongside me, so it'd be like a stand, and then in Bankai, it would be I want to turn into a robot. You know what? I'm gonna go outside the box. I want to turn into I just want to transform and turn into like this big ass beast, a freaking Messenger Z type of huge metallic robot, made of titanium alloy that just goes in there and stomps the hell out of anyone. Because I'm trying to think of an ability that would be hacked, but then I have to go back to the Nen thing. So just to say screw it, I would basically turn into the stand where I'm that big and I'm just going in there like swimwear, kind of like Komamura's. Screw it. That's what I got. That's what I got. Right now my mind is drawing a blank, man. My mind is drawing a blank. I'm thinking about freaking Uncharted. So let me just get right into the next question. But Necrogenesis, thanks a lot for that question. Yeah, I would turn into a big ass robot. How wonderful would that be? Bogrin, if you could create your own ultimate devil fruit ability, what would it be? How would it work? And the kind of attacks and defenses would it give the user? Also, what devil fruit power do you think is the most underrated in the series, and how would you improve it? The most underrated, without a doubt, is Gecko Morius. Gecko Morius is the most underrated devil fruit I've ever seen. That freaking ability is devastating. But when it comes to creating my own devil fruit power, man, this creating your own abilities thing is the light is still beaming, man. Look, my camera ran out of battery whenever I unplugged it last time, so I was like, oh god. So I had to wait, and I had to go. If you notice, I took a shower, I had to change and everything. So let me get back into the questions. I left off right after Necrogenesis' questions, which, by the way, I was thinking about. I was taking a shower. I was like, man, I think I would like to have a motorcycle. As a Zanpakuto. As weird as that would sound, I think it'd be cool to have a motorcycle as a Zanpakuto. And, like, it would change forms. I would use it, and I could change forms, and I would go around, and, like, while I'm riding on the bicycle, I'd have chains. Like, I'm just like Ghost Rider. I think that'd be pretty cool. But regardless of that, let's get right into this. Bogrin asked, if you could create your own ultimate devil fruit power, what would it be? How would it work, and what kind of attacks and defenses would it give the user? That sounds like a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Also, what devil fruit power do you think is the most underrated? I would definitely say the most underrated one is still Gecko Moriya's, man. People treat Gecko Moriya as devil fruit like it's nothing, but that junk is fruit. It's power, son. Gecko Moriya's devil fruit ability is ridiculous. So let's get right into it. If you could create your own ultimate devil fruit power, what would it be? Create my own. See, this is going to be tough because I have to stay within the confines of the verse. So creating my own devil fruit, man. To be honest, I think I would go with a mythical zone, and it would be a dragon. And the reason why I say this is because a dragon would be insane. And in a standpoint of it could breathe fire, you can fly, you have hard skin. And you have regenerative abilities, and plus your mythical zone. So like your attack would be insane, but so would your defense. So like to find a weakness within that would be insane. But I think a dragon mythical Zoan, like a mythical dragon, would be freaking awesome sauce. I think that would be super cool to have, and that's one that I would love to have, like a Slifer the Sky Dragon, a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Winged Dragon of Ra, like that'd be fire. Nyquil, my man, what's going on? What do you think about the death of the King of the Ring? Don't remind me, man. Look, Toriko has saddened me. It got me hyped. It saddened me again, and then right now it's hyped. So I'm like, but that son, you know how much I love him, man. Don't remind me of such things, man. Toshiro's Bankai Hisoka versus you know who. With Toshiro's Bankai, I liked it. Hisoka versus freaking Chrollo is hype. It's just straight up awesome, son. It's hype, son. It's absolutely hype, and I'm excited, and I can't wait to see more of the fight. What's your opinion on Tsunderes? I'll take it. I'll take him, man. Screw it. Well, we can go all night, baby. You know what I'm saying? We can go all night. So that's my thoughts on them. Midnight Akaki. Yo, Midnight Akaki, man. You are awesome, Sauce. Thank you very much for coming back. Your thoughts on the final Gintama 2015 episode. Where do you think Togashi is heading with this change in story? The final episode of Gintama had me in tears. It was beautiful the way they did it. When No started playing at the end, I was so sad. I was like, no, this is the end. It's over. And it was an amazing episode. They did a fantastic job. The salute was beautiful. Everything about. And then the part that made me tear up in the manga with the Ichikaze and it took a smiling thing with the bulls. It had me bawling in the anime, bawling, bawling in the anime. Where do you think Togashi is heading with this change of story? Only Togashi knows. But I do believe that the prince is going to interfere in the Hisoka vs. Chrollo fight. That's something I damn sure believe. I damn sure believe that he's going to interfere, or as one prince is going to interfere, and it's going to involve one of them getting on that boat ride to the Dark Continent. That's just the way I'm seeing it. But yeah, definitely. Minakaki, thank you very much. Muchas gracias for that question. Sun Wukong, my boy, man, what's going on? Sun Wukong, man. If you get this far in the video, we gotta play some PS4, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the natural life. My question is just for more insight into your story / writing, dude, and also get at me on the PS4. Oh, yeah, you said it the question. Okay, yeah. But yeah, definitely, man. We gotta play some PS4, man. I'm actually hoping to stream Uncharted 4 multiplayer soon, so if you want to hit it up, man, you let me know. We can hit up that Street Fighter. I don't care, man, as long as we're gaming, son. But when it comes to the other thing, more insight into my story and writing, like being more I don't know what you mean by that, like more insight, like how is it going? Like, it's going wonderful. Actually, it's because of this hiatus that I was able to clear up my mind some more, and I'm making some progress. Because the thing is, where I'm at right now and why it's taking me so long, because I've been writing this story for about 5 years now, I believe. It was after I read One Piece, so it has to be at least 5 or 6 years. So the thing that's taking me so long with this story is that I have something that I want to do. But every single day, like, I get the new ideas, which of course I can implement into future stories that I'm going to write. But for this particular, the first book in this series that I'm writing right now, it's because I'm going back to the beginning and I'm revising, and I'm going back and I'm writing some more stuff in there to put as it's kind of hard to explain. It's like a bridge, but I'm basically going back into the beginning. And I'm reading it, and I'm revising it, and I'm editing it, and I'm doing that because I don't have someone that can do that for me, and I don't know like anyone else that really like is good with that. Well, not really good, you know. That's up to everyone else's thing, but I'm just trying to make sure that it's good before I show it to anybody. So what I'm doing is I'm focusing more on the revising process, focusing more on the one-shots that I'm doing, and then, of course, I'll continue on forward, and hopefully someday, man, somebody can read it. Even if one person enjoys it, that's all that matters to me. So right now, my writing is going awesome, man. Could it be going better? Of course. And everything could go better. And I'm definitely focusing towards working more on my goal and writing every day and getting some more writing sessions in. And in order for me to write, I need to read more. So because reading always gives inspiration, so I definitely need to read more and write more. And thanks a lot for the question, man. I really do appreciate it. But I hope I answered it. I hope that's what you meant by insight into my story and writing, into how I'm doing with the story, or how I'm doing in the writing process. But yeah, thank you very much. Fabian Ramirez Marin, what's going on? Thoughts on Kamui now that we know more about him? I personally love it. I like I said before, the more Sriracha reveals about characters, most of the time I end up really enjoying it, and it's no difference with Kamui. The more that we're learning about him, I don't want to spoil anybody who's an anime only, but the more that we're learning about Kamui now, it really is making me really happy. And really show, because the thing is especially with the most recent chapter, man, just getting more into his psyche and finding out why he's doing all this, it's amazing. It's really making me appreciate his character even more. So I have to thank the Sriracha for that. Moose Universe, so what's up, Moose, man? Thoughts on Jinbei the bitch fucker, and thoughts on Lightnings of King. The thing about Jinbei is that there is a fine line. And Jinbei he's the king of that line. You know what I'm saying? Like there is nothing that man can't do. So him being the king of the bitch fuckers, then Jinbei takes the cake. And then my thoughts on Lightnings of King, one of the biggest trolls of all time. So, but let's get away from that. Patty freaking Clips, that's an awesome name. Q&A question. Don Freaks, is he the goat of Hunter x Hunter? That belongs to Jing Freaks and Crollo, but we digress and continue. If we get to see him in any ideas how strong he is, before I continue the question, the man is sitting in the dark continent writing a book. He has to be freaking insanely powerful. You know what we know about the Dark Continent? If he's doing the same thing Jing was doing, right, riding on those huge monsters, all right, yo, Don Freaks is insanely powerful. Insane. He's chilling in the Dark Continent. That alone is power. When you're chilling in the Dark Continent, writing a book. Get out of here. He's too beast. How long before we see Jing go in? Boat ride. I think. Chapter-wise, I mean, we just saw Jing go in a couple chapters ago, but of course that was like 2 years ago in our time. But yeah, I think we'll see. I mean, Jing going really in. I don't see that happening for a little while more. But yeah, I see it happening pretty soon, story-wise. You never know with Togashi how long you're gonna get it, but story-wise, yeah, I think we'll see Jing go in very soon. How many chapters do we get until the next hiatus? From an optimistic view, I want to say a volume's worth, so around 8 or 9, and that's including what we've got so far. So I'm giving them 6 or 7 more until the next hiatus. I just hope the next hiatus isn't as long, but it is what it is. But I'm going to say overall 10 chapters for this thing. I really do think so. And if not, if it goes even farther, I'll be freaking super psyched. Let me see. And interests other than manga and anime. Oh, freaking video games, professional wrestling, basketball, writing, reading. I think like out of all of them, writing and video games and professional wrestling are definitely the ones that speak to me the most, at least. But yeah, that's mainly like my main interests, and I love reading. Reading's probably takes the number one out of all of them, but that is a part of manga, so I guess I can't count that. But yeah, definitely writing, video games, professional wrestling, man. That's life right there. Next one comes from Nihal Aglecha. Your name is, I can see your name in so many different ways. Nihal Aglecha. Nihal Aglecha. Nihal Aglika. I like that name, man. Especially the second one. I don't even know if I said it right, but I just like the sound of it. Aglecha. Aglecha. I mean, it's a Spanish accent. I don't know. What is your favorite moment in Hunter x Hunter, episode 51, The End, with the Requiem? The Requiem is one of the greatest scenes I've ever seen in anything, Just, everything leading up to it, the scene itself, when the troop theme takes over the ending of the ending theme of the series, and it's replaced by go on, yo, they went in. That was the most awesome scene I've ever seen. It just the way that like Rolo, man. I love that scene. That's my favorite moment. With no doubts. Blazing Zoro. What is your favorite PlayStation 4 game? Rurouni Kenshin or Yu Yu Hakusho? Oh my, somebody actually brought it up. Rurouni Kenshin or Hakusho, man. I was telling Mac, I was like, nobody brought it up, but now I guess I didn't see this one. Like, I actually see the Kenshin Hakusho one. If you do, what music do you listen to when you read manga? Yo, this is actually good. Alright, so my favorite PlayStation 4 game so far is Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. At least that's the one that I put the most hours into. But, yeah, Metal Gear Solid 4, 4. 4 is definitely better than 5, but, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, I put the most hours into. I'm really liking Uncharted 4. Street Fighter 5 is up there, too, man. I really like Street Fighter 5. J-Star's Victory Versus is a lot of fun. I think Burning Blood is going to be a contender. I'm really liking Uncharted 4. Fallout 4. The thing with Fallout 4 is that I just started playing it a lot again recently because I finally got over that freaking spoiler. Yo, I got spoiled on Fallout 4, and I forgot it because I didn't play it for so long. So I've been playing Fallout 4, and I've really been enjoying it. So Fallout 4 is definitely in the top 3. So it's probably between Metal Gear Solid 5: Phantom Pain, Fallout 4, and Street Fighter 5. Probably my 3 favorite PlayStation 4 games at this point in time. Rurouni Kenshin or Yu Yu Hakusho? Rurouni Kenshin. Rurouni Kenshin is, when I make the anime list, it's gonna be high. It's really high. Like Rurouni Kenshin is gonna be really high in the anime list. And series wise, it's really high as well for me. I love Rurouni Kenshin. Rurouni Kenshin it's awesome sauce, man. And Trust and Betrayal is one of the greatest. It is the greatest OVA I've ever watched, and it is one of the greatest things I've ever witnessed in film. It's just beautiful. Trust and Betrayal. If you've never watched Kenshin, you can still watch it and still know, still get greatness out of it. I promise you that. Freaking Trust and Betrayal is godlike. But yeah, I like Kenshin more than Yu Yu Hakusho. I love Hakusho. Hakusho's amazing, definitely a huge part of my childhood, and it'll always be one like on the anime list, and it'll always be a classic for me. But Rurouni Kenshin that's my series, man. I love Rurouni Kenshin. And if you have played J-Star's Victory Versus with me, you know how much I love Kenshin because I always talk about him and I'm always using him. If you do, what music do you listen to when you read manga? I listen to a lot of Nujabes. I listen to DJ Okawari. Kind of like the bump music, the Adult Swim bump music, like the chill, easygoing bumps. I listen to a lot of Cowboy Bebop OSTs. Whenever I do, if I'm rereading a series, like they already has their own soundtrack, I'll reread One Piece to its One Piece soundtracks, Bleach to its Bleach soundtrack, Gintama to its Gintama soundtracks, Naruto to its Naruto, like it's stuff like that. And but when it comes to like overall, yeah, I definitely listen to a lot of Nujabes and DJ Okawari and a lot of like that adult, like the bump music, the chill, easygoing music when it comes to reading manga, because and then whenever it gets hype, man, it doesn't matter because it's still hype anyways. But since I read a lot of comedy and stuff like that, and that stuff really hits. And with writing, I listen to a lot of that same music too. Death Note is probably my favorite when it comes to writing. KK's World 19, top 5 One Piece male characters and top 5 One Piece female characters. My top 5 One Piece male characters: Luffy, Blackbeard, Doflamingo, NL, and Usopp. I think that's my 5. And then Sanji's probably honorable mention. Yeah, because I freaking know, man. NL, Doflamingo, and Blackbeard have to be right under Luffy. Luffy's number 1, no doubts. And then top 5 female characters: Nami's number 1. Nami, Robin, Vivi, Hancock. And then I want to say Perona, man. Like, I really do like Perona. But Miss Doublefinger. We rarely ever saw anything Miss Doublefinger, but I think that's my top 5. Nami, Robin, Vivi, Hancock, and and Perona. I think that's good to say as my top 5. But Nami, man, that's that Nami. Uchiha Shadow, what are your top 5 Gintama characters? Well, no, dang, yo, I missed a whole bunch. I apologize. All the way down here. Toaster Strudelis. Oh man, this is the name I always laugh whenever I see you. I love your God Usopp picture. I think that's the same person. I think Toaster Strudelis. Favorite OST for Hunter x Hunter, Bleach, and One Piece. For Hunter x Hunter, my favorite OST is the it plays in the Chimera Anarch. It's well overall the Phantom Troop theme is my favorite. That freaking awesome sauce. But there's another one, the Chimera Ant arc, that plays in whenever Gon is fighting P2 right there at the end, and it's like the instrumental version of Hyori Itai. That music gets me almost at a tear in my eye. It gives me goosebumps. The dun 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 dun, and then the piano's playing. Oh my god! But that's one of my favorite soundtracks ever. The Hyori Itai instrumental version with the piano. Almost god. The ending of that Gon and P2 fight, man, in the anime, because oh god, man, amazing. I love that soundtrack. In Bleach, it's B13A. I love that one. Number 1, Precipice of Defeat, Soundscape to Adore, Never Meant to Belong. Amazing soundtracks. Bleach has one of the best soundtracks in anime. And then One Piece, Golden Odin. Golden Odin, man. Golden Odin is without a number 1. Let me see. The Three Admirals one, the one that plays in Strong World whenever Luffy and Ko come up in there like badasses, the one that played whenever episode 474, whenever Luffy went up against the Three Admirals to go get Ace. I love that soundtrack, man. That one. Una Stone Storage Room is up there. That soundtrack really does raise attention for Motion Momo's Three Towers. Three Towers is freaking epic. They mentioned the Grand Line, one of the OGs. Mother C is another soundtrack I love from One Piece, man. Mother C, dude. The Arlong Park feels that, and freaking the absolute awesome sauce, man. You guys already know, bro. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to change the One Piece list right quick. The Golden Odin, Mother C, overtaken, bro. The walk to Arlong Park to get a second, and then it's the Three Admirals and the freaking Adventure to the Grand Line. Yo, man, but yeah, dude, because what I was doing was I was uploading the video up into iMovie, and I was like, yo, man, what was one of my favorite soundtracks? Because I was trying to recall One Piece OSTs, and then I started to remember Overtaken. I was din, and I was like, yeah, how did I forget that one? So I was like, yeah, we definitely gotta do it. So the next one comes from Mr. Mick 1995. What's up, man? What was your first anime manga which you thoroughly watched and enjoyed? I mean, I watched a lot of them whenever I was younger, right? Like Gundam Wing, Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon, Hakusho, Bebop, all those that I watched on TV. But the ones that I actively went out and sought, the first anime I really loved was Bleach. I guess I won't include Bleach because Bleach I watched it on Adult Swim first. So the first one I actively went out and sought and watched was Death Note. I believe it was either Death Note or Fullmetal Alchemist. But I think it was Death Note and the first manga. Whenever I finished my One Piece adventure, I went back and I reread One Piece. So One Piece was without a doubt number 1, the manga that I first really thoroughly enjoyed from beginning to end. So let me see. Next one, Bishoku Gai Starjin. Who is your money on, Corolla or Hisoka? Or do you think it's going to get interrupted somehow? Definitely. I definitely think it's going to get interrupted somehow. But if for some miracle it doesn't get interrupted, I have my money on Corolla for story purposes. Because, of course, Hisoka is important to the story. So is Corolla, but I think it gets interrupted. But me, I'm a Corolla fanboy, so I'm on Corolla's corner. The next one comes from Wakar Chowdhury. Dude, I love your name too, man. Wakar Chowdhury. I love some of these names, man. I really do. Chowdhury. And if I'm saying it wrong, I apologize, but I just love it. Wakar. That's a nice ring. Yo, whoever your girl is, bro, I bet she has really fun time saying your name. Wakar. That's freaking awesome. I love that name. Where would you put Solid Snake and Big Boss among your top 10 favorite characters list? Big Boss is right under Gintoki, I think. I think Big Boss is probably number 2 all time ever. How would you convince someone to start reading manga? Do you prefer watching anime or reading manga? Why? How would you convince someone to start reading manga? I would hand them a copy of one of these 3 series. I would hand them a copy of 20th Century Boys. I would hand them a copy of Gantz. Or I would hand them a copy of Berserk. And this is of course for people, well, and not even just people who watch anime, but to anyone. I think anyone can read 20th Century Boys, Gantz, and Berserk, and for these 3 reasons. 20th Century Boys, I feel like it's a series everyone needs to witness before they die. That's how much I really love that series, and I feel like anyone can witness it. It's just a truly amazing piece of literature. 20th Century Boys is for sure. I can just give it to anyone, and they'll start reading manga, even if they've never watched or read anything. Gantz is because it's so addicting. When you go through Gantz, man, and you're trying to find out what the hell is going on, that series is addicting. So it had him Gantz, and then for Berserk overall, for that amazing journey that you go through, and for the amazing and spectacular, just everything, that entire amazing journey that you go through in Berserk. I feel like anyone can get into that, especially if they've been into anime for a while. If they read Berserk, son, because Berserk was my first manga after One Piece. After I watched and read the One Piece series, the next manga I read was Berserk, and freaking I had no problem reading it. It was absolutely amazing from beginning to end. So. Oh, not to end, but to where I was caught up. But yeah, definitely. One of those 3, man. And then, because the thing is, now, if I were to convince someone who was like a diehard anime only, and to getting them into reading manga, I would just give them, like for example, I was telling, whenever like, we talk of people like in the anime community, I always say, like, for example, Uzumaki Kan. Uzumaki Kan is an anime only. And if I wanted him to start reading manga, I would hand him the Hajime no Ippo manga. The Hajime no Ippo manga is so amazing. And if you just start reading a couple chapters of the Ippo manga, it might seem weird at first, but you just continue and get into it, it's just so awesome. And same thing goes for Dragon Ball, One Piece. Like, if you can appreciate the art and the amount of time they put into it, and just the designs, the way everything looks, the way that everything's choreographed, it's just, manga's so amazing. And I guess that answers the next question. I prefer reading manga for watching anime any day. As much as I love anime because of how they bring everything to life, the music, the voice acting, the animation, everything, a lot of the stuff is really, really good. A lot of moments have been done better in anime than in manga. But I prefer manga because for me it's quicker. And it's easier for a person who barely has enough time to sit down and watch a 24-minute episode where I can just read the manga instead. But it's also more intense and enjoyable sometimes for me. And I think this really started whenever I started reading Urasawa's works. Whenever I went through Monster the first time, it was such a thriller, and it was so insane. Like, I was like, yo, I was so gripped. And like series like Parasite and Gantz and these series that just like really grip you, and the manga makes it feel like it's like it gives you this feeling because you're imagining it, you're immersed and you're into it. Like with anime, I've gotten immersed before, where I can't stop watching anything. But once the episode's end. Well, with manga, if I'm on a site, son, I can just keep reading next, and the immersion never stops. That's why I've read series like 20th Century Boys, Steel Ball Run, and those 2 especially, 20th Century Boys, Steel Ball Run. I read them in under 3 days. Because I was just so immersed, I was so addicted, and if I didn't want to stop, I wouldn't stop. So it's just stuff like that, and I absolutely love reading manga. I like watching anime too, but I find myself reading manga most of the time. But great questions, man, great questions. Uchiha Shadow, what are your top 5 Gintama characters? Gintoki, Kondo, Hasegawa, Tama/Kagura, and then number 5 is a toss-up between Zenzu and Takatsuki. So it's definitely one of those two. But I think that's my top five. Stingray Lions. Oh, and my question would be: do you also play fighting games besides Street Fighter? Ooh, and which ones are your favorites? Because you seem really to be excited about Street Fighter. I love Street Fighter. That Street Fighter is the one fighting game I've always been playing ever since I was young. Because that was the game I grew up on was Street Fighter. Because the fighting games, I play a lot of anime fighting games like J-Stars, the One Piece fighting games, and really come out, the Bleach fighting games. Naruto, I play a lot. I wish they would freaking import that Ippo boxing game. But as far as like regular ones like Tekken, King of Fighters, and those type of games, Tekken, I definitely used to play like at my friend's house and everything. Same thing with Soul Calibur, and the same thing with all the other ones. But the thing is. And well, Mortal Kombat. I think Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat are like the main two that I've owned and I play. Same thing with Injustice, Gods Among Us, but that's because I like comics. But yeah, definitely when it comes to fighting games, those are like the main two. But the other ones, I don't mind playing either. Like when it comes to fighting games, BlazBlue is another great one. BlazBlue was one of my not one of my favorite like top 10 ones, but it was a great fighting game on the 360. I love playing any of the BlazBlue games on 360. Let me see. I've never been a big Persona guy, but I remember playing it at my boy Chris's house, and it was a lot of fun. The fighting aspect of it. I've heard the story thing is what drives Persona, but yeah, I've definitely like the fighting in that game. But yeah, I would be open up to playing any fighting game besides. It's just that I grew up with Street Fighter, and Street Fighter, I have a connection with it. I've watched the movies, I've watched the OVAs, I've watched the anime, I've played all the games. I think I have all the games, actually, besides, I think, Street Fighter 1. I think I have 2, Turbo, the Apostrophe 2, the Third Strike, 4. I don't have any, like, the Ultras. Well, I have the Turbos and the remix, and Turbo remixes, but I think I have those, and then of course I have 4 and 5. But I've always just loved Street Fighter. So, but when it comes to Tekken, I love the Tekken games. I will buy the next Tekken, and I definitely will buy. There's a what is it called? It's a Wii U one. Damn it. But it is what it is. But whatever fighting games come out soon, I'll definitely probably end up picking them up too, because fighters are good. I may not be that good at them. Like at Killer Instinct, I'm garbage, but that's fun. Like fighting games are just fun to have whenever your pals come over and you just go in and you go in raw. That's why Super Smash Brothers is such a huge and popular series, because you just pop it in and have a blast. If Super Smash Bros. I don't really count as a fighting game per se. I count it more as a party game, but it's that's another one that I play a lot. But yeah, Street Fighter is number one. But next to it, Mortal Kombat and Tekken. Because Tekken, I used to play all the time at my friend's house. And Mortal Kombat, I owned a lot of them. Those games are fun. All right, let me see. Hisiki. Oh man, I think I finally got that right. Like, every time I thought about it in my head, I was like, man, am I saying this right? Hisiki. Just let me know if I'm saying that right. I think I've always loved your name too. Thoughts on Kenpachi's Bankai and latest events in Boku no Hero. Kenpachi's Bankai is freaking cool. Kenpachi's Bankai is awesome. Like it's that one, I feel like lived up to the hype because it's something that we just knew would be that badass. He bit his arm off. Like it was crazy. That freaking stuff was awesome. And the way that Yachiru was stating, like, man, your body can't even handle it yet. Like, let's take it easy. I thought that was cool. And then when it comes to the latest Boku no Hero right now is all the way up here when it comes to hype, son. It's insane. Boku no Hero right now is a top contender for the best ongoing shonen. That junk is freaking hype, man. Boku no Hero right now, I every single chapter is live reaction worthy. I promise you that. I promise. All right, the next one comes from Mike Makonnen. I hope I said that. Mike Makonnen. Okay, I hope I said that right. What do you think about what is going on in Toriko right now? What are your expectations for Hunter x Hunter this year? What's going on in Toriko right now is just hectic. It's chaos. Absolute utter chaos. Just like we thought was going to happen in this eclipse. This gourmet eclipse has been chaotic. It's been chaotic, ridiculous, hectic. I mean, it's insane. Absolutely insane. And my expectations for Hunter x Hunter this year, I just hope it doesn't go on hiatus. I'm expecting big things while it's here, though. You know, after Chrollo versus Hisoka, that's the real question. After that fight, where do we go? Are we going to continue the stuff with the princes? Are we going to go see what's happening somewhere else? Or what are we going to see? And that's something's going to be very, very interesting. But my expectations for Hunter x Hunter this year is we at least get on the boat. I see us, if he takes a hiatus but comes back later on in the year, I see us getting on the boat. I see us getting on that damn boat. So that's going to be it. Shonen Jump Captain. Oh god, here we go. I know this is a troll question. I know it for a fact. This is a troll question. You see, I let me try to read this in the voice he makes whenever he makes fun of people. You see, I always found Robin to be the best girl in One Piece, but Boa I can't do it. My nose is too stuffy. But Boa let me get something, dog. My nose is stuffy as hell now. All right. You see, I always found Robin to be the best girl in One Piece, but Boa Hancock keeps interfering with my ranking. Do I betray Nico Robin and then presume to break my neck, or do I give Boa Hancock the number 2 spot? I'm scared. I say you scratch both of them, right? And you put Nami at number 1 as the queen. You put Nami as number 1. Then you put Robin at number 2. Oh, I forgot how much I like Monet. Well, screw it. I really like Monet too. But regardless, then right after that, you put Hancock. You know, actually, I respect it. If you want Robin number 1, I respect him, and Robin's awesome. So we put Robin right there. Yeah, you put Robin number 1. Do not betray Robin. Never betray Robin. All right, never betray her. You keep that, and then actually, don't betray Robin, but still break your neck. Just do that. Do that for me. Break your neck. Everybody sub to Shonen Jump Captain, man. He's an awesome guy, bringing up really good quality content when it comes to his One Piece content and his gaming content. Moose Universe, greatest villain ever. Is this going through everything? All right, greatest villain ever. I have 3. When it comes to overall, as long as I've been alive, you know, I've been alive to see like the influence other villains have had in our culture. But as far as in our culture is concerned, the big 3 is Satan, Lucifer, Darth Vader, and the Joker. Lucifer, Darth Vader, and the Joker are the 3 biggest villains ever, in terms of how iconic they are, how legendary they are, how much people know them. Those 3 are the biggest villains ever, as far as I'm concerned. So those 3 with no doubts. But if you're talking about just an anime, that is a hard one. Because I don't know, man. Because I love that's my thing. I love villains. Like, there's a lot of amazing villains, but in terms of the greatest villain ever, that's too hard. But I think those 3. I'll just keep anime out of this. But I think in terms of those 3, you could pick any of those 3 and be right. In my honest opinion. Man, my boy Oz. Question: if you can combine 2 separate series into one manga, which would you choose? Combine 2 separate series into one manga? Does this include crossover, like having the characters crossover too? I think if I could include the characters crossing over as well, I think I would go with this. That's a tough. Yeah, that's a great question though. Two separate series into one manga, and all the characters, storylines, and everything come together. At least that's the way I'm looking at it. One really cool one would be One Piece and Hunter x Hunter. I would just from a power and actually, Hunter x Hunter and JoJo would be amazing. Just from the complexity of their power, of their magic systems and their power systems, you know, with the stands and the nen, that would be awesome. And see how Araki could draw some of the Hunter x Hunter characters. Oh, dude, that'd be sick. I'm sticking with that. Hisoka with a stand. Ooh, I'll stick with that. Hunter x Hunter and JoJo. I think that'd be freaking amazing. Chuck Dan. By the way, if any of these too personal, feel free to overlook them. I don't take offense if you don't want to answer them. I mean, no problem, man. I don't care. Which one of the... Wait, who? Shoot stuff fell? Remind me. I believe the shoot stuff fell are in Bleach, right? That's how you say the 5 bada bing bada boom. This is what happens when you take a hiatus, man. You freaking dude. I forgot a lot of things about the series I was reading. The freaking 5 the 5 things of the Star Knights. I freaking hell, forget it. I think that's the one. And if that's the one, my favorite one is still Myri's fight was freaking amazing. I loved it. I loved it. Witnessing that on a weekly basis. That was freaking awesome. I believe that's what you're talking about. The Shoutout is the 5 from the Star Knights, like the main 5. I forgot what their freaking names were, man, in English. Whatever, I don't care. Let me see. Do you have a girlfriend? If so, she watch any anime and read any manga with you? All of my exes did. They one of them got me into One Piece. One of them got me into One Piece. Another one was a Bleach tard. Another one really like the Adult Swim series. But like, yeah, it's a normal thing, man. Like down where I live, man. If you weren't into Bleach when it was hot, you weren't living. So yeah, they definitely watched that. Now reading manga, nah. As far as I'm concerned, only one did. That was the one that got me into One Piece. But yeah, like anime, most definitely. Where do I work at? CC's Pizza, boy. Let me see. You think Shinji will stop taking L's anytime soon, or will we see a Bankai maybe in this Gerard fight? I would love to see. As far for me, Shinji's gonna keep taking L's. Shinji better keep taking L's. But from what I want to see personally, like on a serious note, I want to see Shinji go in. I want to see Shinji's Bankai. I want to see him shut up and take names. I want to see him shut up and go in, because Shinji used to be one of my favorite characters. He really did. And yeah, I would love to see him in the Gerard fight, in any fight coming in the future. Give it to me. I would love it. Which Bankai besides Shinji's, Ichigo's, or Aizen's would you like to see next? Ishin's. I really can't wait to see Ishin's and any of the Royal Guard. Any of them. Yo, I know they're going to be sick whenever we actually get to see them. But yeah, definitely when it comes to other than Shinji, Ichigo's, or Aizen's, I want to see Ishin's so bad. Ishin's is going to be a freaking badass Bankai. What do you think of the back-to-back Bankai reveals and the pace Kubo's going right now? I think that it's taking away from the Bankai reveals in the way he's doing it. Like at least for me, I thought that whenever he was revealing them at first, it was freaking awesome. But now that we're getting them back to back, it is taking away a bit of it, at least for me, to be honest here. Because I feel like the thing that made it so amazing originally was that they were separated out, and whenever you would see them, you'd be like, whoa, it's go time, we're going to see them. Regardless, I'm still going to be hyped as hell for Ichigo's and Aizen's, but and of course Shinji's. But I think the back-to-back Bankai reveals, like constantly getting them every single time, like in every single fight, you know for a fact you're going to get Bankai, it takes away from the shock and from like, oh snap, we're going to get it now. It takes away from that, because now we know we're going to get them. And it really does take away from the original factory of, oh crap, it's a Bankai. Now it's like, oh, we better see the Bankai. This fight's gonna be trash. That's kind of like the way it is now. So I think that's taking away from it. But from the pace Kubo's going right now, Kubo's had the same pace for the past like 2 years. Do I wish he had the same pace as 1,000 Year Blood War? Sure, but the pacing is good and bad in both aspects. It's good in the way that we'll still have Bleach for a while, but it's bad in the way that it's been drawing out. But where we're at right now in this latest chapter on with Ichigo, I'm excited to see what's about to happen next. Alrighty, let me see. For your big 3, what grade would you give them overall in your absence? One Piece, Bleach, Toriko. Ooh, okay. So out of those 3, One Piece, Bleach, and Toriko, what overall grade would I give them in my absence? Bleach was great sauce. Toriko was a mix, man, because Dawn Slime. Toriko was chaos sauce. And I haven't given that rating since Hitman Reborn. But Toriko has been chaos sauce. And then One Piece has been overall... This is because I want to go with the easy answer here, but I gotta spice it up a bit. One Piece has been Order 66 sauce, man, to be honest here. It's been spooky sauce. It's been really spooky. One Piece has been, man. So yeah, great sauce, and then chaos sauce and spooky sauce. How did you react when Jiro was unlocking all his seals in his final form? Oh man, dude, I was hype. I remember I was telling my boy Josh, I was like, yo, you gotta catch up Toriko, man. Jiro just did it. And I was like, ah! And when that thing happened, I was so shocked. I was sad, and I was like, man, why Jiro, bro? Of all things. So that's why that freaking series is a chaos sauce right now. Who is your favorite wrestler? At this point in time, of all time, it's Stone Cold Steve Austin, but in this point in time, it's Finn Balor. What is your favorite pay-per-view besides WrestleMania? Overall, It's between NXT Takeover Brooklyn. Like overall in the year, it's like out of every single wrestling promotion, it's NXT Takeover Brooklyn, Wrestle Kingdom, and War of the Worlds. But I'm really starting to warm up to Cold Fury, man. Look, man, chaotic wrestling is something I'm getting into it like as of late. Thanks to New Age Insiders, they put on really good shows, really good shows, and I would watch them more frequently if I lived in the New England area, but I don't. But man, those guys on chaotic wrestling, they have fantastic shows. But if we're just sticking to WWE, besides WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble is always fun. The Royal Rumble is just a big whop of what's going to happen here, and all 30 of them coming out, and who's going to come out, what legends are going to return, who's going to debut. The Royal Rumble is always fun, so definitely Royal Rumble. What is your favorite Bankai so far? Tensei Zangetsu. What are your favorite arcs in One Piece? Toriko Gintama and Bleach. In One Piece, it's Enies Lobby. Well, I'm in my reread right now, but for right now, it's still Enies Lobby. It's been Enies Lobby for the past, 6 years. Enies Lobby. In Toriko, was Cooking Festival. In Gintama's Shogun Assassination arc. And in Bleach, it's the Soul Society arc. What is your favorite wrestling finisher? The name-wise, the End of Days. Baron Corbin's End of Days is fire. I just love that name. And I love the move itself, too. The End of Days is sick. That's probably favorite name-wise. And then as from the actual maneuver itself, right now, currently, probably still give it to the RKO. The RKO is just always fun to see. The memes are my favorite, honestly. So probably RKO. But them and I'll stick with those. I think I'll stick with those, dude. I love the End of Days. End of Days, dude. I love that finisher. Out of OP, Toriko, Gintama, and Bleach, what verse would you live in? One Piece, no doubts. Out of OP, Toriko, Gintama, and Bleach, which one has the hottest women? One Piece. But that's mainly because Nami Swan. Well, no, all One Piece women are hot, to be honest. Who is your favorite female anime character? It's between Nami, Jolene, and Gali. And possibly Kana from 20th Century Boys 2, but I think she's an honorable mention. Those three. Nami, Jolene from Stone Ocean and JoJo, and Gali from Battle Angel Alita. Who's your favorite male anime character? Gintoki. What is something that your fans rarely know about? That they rarely know about? I don't know. I think I'm pretty clear with all of you. Let me see. Let me take a look back here on the shelf. I don't know. What's a series that I never talk about, or that's like? Oh, I mean, I haven't brought it up to the new fans, to the people who are new to my channel. But I'm a huge Flash tard. The Flash is my stuff. Now, I'm not big on comics, right? I'm not very big on comics. I read them, but I'm not as big as I am on manga, on anime manga. But son, I thought Batman was my favorite when I actually delved into the Flash comics, the Flash TV series, Flash comics. I love the Flash, so maybe that's something that's some of the newer people won't know. I'm a huge Flash fan. I'll keep it there. I absolutely love the Flash. And then I guess for overall, if you don't know, I'm a huge Metroid fan as well. It's probably top 3 favorite franchises in all the games. Huge Metroid fan. And then when it comes to anime, people don't know. I don't know, man. This is weird. I don't know how to answer this question. Screw it. I'll continue. What were you doing in your absence? Getting everything together, man. Getting everything together and making sure that whenever I came back, whenever I started doing my thing again, getting on my grind again, I would be able to focus, get everything together, continue moving forward and striving towards my goals and towards my future. What is your favorite food and drink when watching anime? My favorite food, just give me some arroz. Give me some rice and beans, son. And then for drink, water. I'm a big water guy. Favorite food and drink when reading manga is the same thing. But if it's like a nighttime and I can't have those, I like having Ritz, like the Ritz, the crackers with the cheese. Dip the cheese in that junk, or maybe I'll spread out the cheese, man. I'll eat that. Or if not, I'll just eat plain bread. I don't know. Plain bread is good. Has there ever been a moment in anime or manga series that made you cry the most? Off the top of my head, the chapter 519 of Gintama, that had me bawling. to this day, I've never been such emotionally hit and drained as that. Just thinking about it, sometimes I get a tear in my eye. So chapter 519 of Gintama, basically like any serious arc in Gintama, to be honest, or any like regular episode. That the Mary in One Piece. Oh God, man, just thinking about it sometimes. That too, and then the Kushina and Minato farewell in Naruto. I think those are the top three. What are you majoring in college? Digital media, specifically in the graphic design field. It's a lot of fun because I suck at it, so it's a lot of fun to learn more. Could you tell us about the life-threatening incident you had? I remember you referring to it in your motivational video just before NaNoWriMo last year. Oh, so like I believe in 2014. Yeah, I think it was 2014. I had like a. It was an episode to where my heart was going really fast. Okay, so I was eating at Perry's Barbecue, and like right in the middle of like I just got out the bathroom and I was walking and I felt like a sensation I never felt before. So like my nerves were going out of control. My heart was speeding. I heard it everywhere. I heard it here. I felt it coming on my foot, my shin. It was coming out of every single part of my body. I heard my heartbeat. It was going so fast, and when I hit the floor and I couldn't move, it was ridiculous. My nerves, I was wrecked, and I thought I was gonna die. I seriously thought it was over. So I remember just trying to get the phone. I was trying to get to my parents, try to see if anyone could come get me. And then my dad got me all the way to the car. And from there on out, it was just me just trying to breathe in and out. Man, it was horrific. I was like that for a couple days. Went to the hospital, did all that stuff, and then I came back and I had to announce that I was taking a break from YouTube because I couldn't get excited. I had the little watching the little bracelet thing, and it always measures your heartbeat, and I couldn't get like above like a certain thing, so I couldn't read or watch anything, and it was crazy. It was crazy, man. Like that was a crazy time. Because the thing is, I haven't really had my heart problems. Overall like nerves and heart and all that stuff. Like it's always been there, but I just never expected it to hit me that hard, and it was weird. It came out of nowhere, So like to this day, I use that like I used in that video. I say, always live your day remembering that the next day could be your last. So always, have fun, have a blast, do what you want to do, live your dream, because you never know when you won't be able to do it anymore. You never know when it could be your last. You never know when you might not be able to write again, when you might be able to use your hands again, when you use your legs. Whatever you're doing, be grateful for it as well, because you know other people out there struggling. They're in hospitals. They can't do anything. The doctors tell them they can no longer do anything that they'd love to do anymore. And that's the way I felt after that. I was like, man, can I never make a YouTube video again? So that's why I always say that. I'm so grateful I'm sitting here in front of you, because who knows, I couldn't have been doing this. I couldn't have been writing. I could be dead. So that's what I say to everyone. I always try to get the message across. You only have one life, so live it. Live it. Do what you want to do, man. Do what you want to do. If you want to make money playing video games, do it. If you want to make a book, do it. If you want to come on here on YouTube, talk about the stuff you love, do it. Do whatever you want to do. Do whatever you love to do. And that's my message whenever I always say that, because you never know when it's gonna be your last. You never know when an incident could cause a huge catastrophic thing in your life, and you're able to do what you wanted to do before. So I always say, while you're healthy, while you're able to do what you want to do, don't just sit around and complain and don't do what you want to do. Do what you want to do and be happy. The only thing stopping you from being happy is you. You could have 50 cents in your pocket, and you can go out there and invest that in something. Be something of yourself. Be something of yourself. Be the best you that you can be while you can still do it. Because there might come up at some point in time where you're never gonna be able to do it again. You have to wake up out of bed with a purpose, man. You have to wake up out of bed, and you have to say, I'm happy. I'm grateful to get out of this bed today. I'm happy. And that's just something that that incident and overall, like, just life in general, has kicked me in the face after that. And it's something that I just carry around with me, and I try to motivate people and try to tell people, man, just do what you want to do, man. Do what you want to do. Find your purpose. Find your why. Why do you get out of bed every morning? And ever since I found that why, life has been amazing. So certain bad things happen that'll create amazing things in the future. And that was one of those incidents. Thanks a lot for those questions, Mr. Chuck Dan. Really appreciate it. This next one comes from King Kalumi Knight. Which 6 Nen abilities would you like to have? 1 ability for each type. Oh, God. All right, let me go with the easy one first. For as an emitter, I want to be like Razor. I want to take this soccer ball and kick the hell out of someone. Look, I want to put my aura into the soccer ball, into basketball. Yo, I'd be a beast, man. Yo, I'm talking about, we go into the finals. We're going beyond the finals, the Olympics, gold medals. So definitely basketball, like soccer, stuff like that, and even just in combat, I think that'd be pretty cool to have, like the sports, man. You're just going out with all these different things. It just make it really, really cool. Let me see. As an enhancer, as an enhancer, I'm not really sure, to be honest. I think that's the one that I really don't know. Conjure, easy. Let me conjure up. Let me conjure up any new game that comes out, bro. You will not see me minute release. It's over. I'm not going. I'm not going. So I think that'd be pretty cool to be like conjure up any new game that comes out. I think that'd be freaking awesome sauce. Transmute. Let me see. I think the ability to transmute any sort of thing, like let's just say like a Wii remote, a baseball bat, a hockey stick, any of those. It's like a badass sword. I think that'd be pretty cool to have. But for like something else, man, to transform something like a gun into this thing that like shoots parasites, like, I don't know. It's I'd have to really like sit down and think about these, man. This is a very, very interesting question. That sounds like something I can make a video off of. But yeah, I think for transmute, I think that'd be pretty cool. That's a tough one though, man. Like off the top of the head, like I feel like I could do something way, way cooler than this, man. I think I might save this question for like a video. This is really, really nice. Specialist, the book of awesome sauce I said earlier, and let me see. You know what? Let me save this question, man. Let me go ahead and save this question. I'm gonna put it into a different thing, and I'm gonna call it the future video question, man, because I actually want to sit down and think about that. Off the top of my head, I really have no idea, but that is a freaking awesome question. I'll remember you, King Illuminite. I will remember you. Warudo, AMV Warudo. Let me put this camera down again. Why does it keep sliding, man? Stop sliding. Alright, let me see. Do you dislike some things about your all-time top 5 manga, or top 5 manga you're reading right now? Once again, man, I don't really focus on. There's not that many things I dislike, you know. In Toriko, the main problem I have is like I really do feel like everything it felt like my journey was a shortcut. That's my only problem with the series at this point in time, is I feel like the journey to get to where we are right now was a shortcut. I feel like I didn't get to experience the full thing, and to me that's something that took away from that. In terms of Toriko, Bleach was again the pacing. Tokyo Ghoul, like the main thing that is sometimes I don't know what the hell's going on. Like not in terms of story, in terms of his art. His art rate sometimes is really, really hard to understand. For Gintama, you know what? I'm actually gonna try to answer this. For Gintama, I guess you can say that as of late, it's like the continuous things of serious stuff. It makes me miss old Gintama. I mean, that's not really a dislike though. It's just a thing. It makes me miss like the old comedy chapters. My Hero Academia, I don't really have any complaints. Black Clover, I don't know. I guess the dialogue is a bit bad at times, and that's about it. One Piece, can't really think of anything. Yeah, I mean, out of those, I really in Haikyuu, sometimes the art. That's about it. That's about it when it comes to the top 5 I'm reading right now, and top 5 manga of all time. I don't know. I don't really think about that stuff, man. Flying Panda TV, what's up, man? During your hiatus, what did it feel like when you couldn't share your feelings to your fans during the recent awesome chapters? That's a good question, man. I really wanted to burst, especially during some of those One Piece chapters. I really was like, man, why didn't I react to this? Doing the Gintama ones too. Toriko, man, with the Dawn Slime and the Jiro. I was like, God, what am I doing? And I just felt like I couldn't like express myself. And that always sucks when you can't express yourself, man. But great question. Venom the One. Oh, man. My boy Venom. Let's see. As a writer, did you enjoy more funny Valentine's speech about the napkin? Those who take the napkin first will naturally have others follow. You know, I actually had an assignment as of late, and I used that as a quote from a villain that I wrote for the short film that we did in the class, and people liked it because it's the facts. And or wrote against speech about the true man's world. That's tough. As the true man's world speech, it's so good. I think True Man's World doesn't hit home as hard because, well, at least for me, it was godlike, right? But, and it's so true. But the thing is about the napkin speech for Funny Valentine, man, is it opened my eyes, yo. It opened my eyes. Like from a writing standpoint, when you can sit there and open somebody's eyes about something, I never thought about that. Like, it's true. Those who make the first move will naturally have others follow. It's human instinct, you know? Nobody grabs the first napkin until someone else goes. Funny Valentine's freaking speeches go. And it's true, it's facts. And that really opened my eye to the world, to the way the world works. No one does anything until it becomes popular. No one becomes anything until one person dares to do it, and they become the leader. They become the people that people want to go to. And damn it, I mean, Funny Valentine, I think as a writer, as like an impact, a lasting impact that you will never forget, that thing impacted me because it's like, whoa, I want to write something that good to where it changes somebody's opinion on something. Look, it changes their outlook on life. When I read that speech from Funny Valentine, I was like, yo, that's so true. Like it was just an eye opener. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with Valentine's speech, man. God, just right now thinking about it, I can't believe no one ever like brought that up before and just that clearly. Like, those who make the first move will naturally have others follow. It's facts. Somebody has to do it in order for other people to feel comfortable doing it. Freaking amazing, man. Freaking amazing. Rocky's a god. Ken Yagami Channel, what's going on? It's so great that you're back. We missed you. Keep making all that amazing content, man. Thanks a lot, man. Man, I'm going to be away for a month due to family circumstances, but when I come back, I can't wait to see how awesome content you make. Well, first of all, take care of all your family circumstances. Trust me, YouTube will be here when you return, so that we can come back stronger than ever, man. Let me see. Here's my questions. Do you have any waifus? Nami, man. I can't repeat this enough, man. Nami. If you do, who are they? Pick one from the following series, only one waifu per series. One Piece, Bleach, Gintama, Hunter x Hunter, Naruto. Bonus, pick one other series and one waifu. Alright, One Piece, Nami, Bleach, Neliel, Gintama, Tama, Hunter x Hunter, Machi. Naruto, you know, Kushino, man, because the thing is, you know, it's Kushino. I don't care. Minato can suck me up. Yeah, it's Kushino. And then for one more series, Jolene from JoJo, man, because I love Lisa, but that's Jolene, man. Jolene from JoJo is definitely the other one. I'll even give you post-time skip, pre-time skip, whatever, freaking Urza from Fairy Tail, man. Gyokuen and oh, man, I forgot to put Gyokuen in the top 5. Screw it. Gyokuen from Magi, man, like, come on now, bro. I have them all. I got them. So, yeah, for that question, yeah. Let me see, Jay Rusty, what's going on? I assume you're a Marvel or DC fan. Excuse me. So as you know, they're both killing it in the movies lately. Oh, man, dude, freaking Civil War. I was wondering if it would be possible for you to do a review about them, Civil War, Suicide Squad, Batman, Superman. I'd like to know your thoughts and opinions about them if that's not too much. When it comes to those movies, man, see, for Star Wars, I can do stuff like that because I'm very, very knowledgeable. Well, not very, very knowledgeable, but I'm pretty damn knowledgeable. But when it comes to the thing, it would just be me talking about the movies themselves, not like in the comparisons to the comics. So if you want to see like my thoughts on the movie itself, but no comparison to the comics, I can do that for future films. I can tell you right now, I probably won't be able to do it for Civil War. Even though Civil War, I'll tell you right now, I'll tell you right in front of this camera, Civil War is God. Like, that's one of my favorite superhero films, without a doubt, probably top 3. But yeah, Civil War and then Batman vs Superman. Look, man, I was laughing throughout most of it. So they did it pretty well, at least for me. I mean, I don't know, man. Batman vs Superman. And the thing is, I'm a DC guy. I'm not even a Marvel guy, you know. And screw it. I won't even talk about that. But you know, they had a lot of cool scenes, a lot of cool features they used. I love seeing the Flash in there, man. Just having the Flash, it's just a little 5-second thing. It was good enough for me, but. And I'm really excited for Suicide Squad, though. So for Suicide Squad, I'll probably do that for sure. But for Civil War and Marvel vs. Superman, I probably won't do it. But for future films, if you want them, I'll give it to you, man. But it's just gonna be my thoughts. I'm no Chris Stuckman. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to break down films like that. But definitely, I did really enjoy Civil War, man. Civil War was freaking awesome sauce. But yeah, I'm definitely a DC guy, man. Flash and Batman, that's my stuff right there, man. Okay, so and then for the second question, do you know about Fooly Cooley? Of course, man, Fooly Cooley. I'm an Adult Swim man. As I stated on multiple videos before, Adult Swim made me love anime as much as I do today. And Fooly Cooley is one of their flagship series, so I cannot wait for that show to get second and third season. I'll be right there watching Adult Swim, ready, and they're like swimmer, man. I'm super excited for Fooly Cooley season 2, man, and season 3. It's gonna be great. I can't wait. Let me see, Big Boss. Do you believe in God? Yes, I actually do. And the reason being is because there is I strongly believe that anything is possible. And I strongly believe that there is definitely a celestial being, something. I believe it definitely in the possibility of something grand like that. It really wouldn't surprise me now that big and vast as the universe is, as something like a celestial being like that were to exist. So I definitely believe in the possibility of a God, and I definitely believe that there is one. So, you know, it is what it is, but I definitely believe it. I definitely believe that in the possibility of the existence of a God. No doubts, because with how vast and big this universe is, anything is possible. So, with no doubts. Let me see, Pay to 55. Ooh, man, look, this man always drops the hot comments, so let me sit back for this one. The one I'm interested in the most is the story you're writing yourself. Yeah. Trust me, I'm still writing it, my friend. Can you give some insight on how far you think you are? Ooh. I've been writing this thing for a long time. I'm in a good... because there's two sides. There's two sides to the story that I'm writing, right? And you'll see what I mean whenever you get to it, but if you ever decide to read it. On the other side, I'm still not that far. But on the main side, oh yeah, son, we're just in the revising process. That's what we're in right now. So let me see. What's the hardest part to do when you're writing, planning it out, the world, the characters, the plot, actually writing, and editing and revising. Everything else, son, we in there. I think about the story all day. The ideas come when I'm washing plates, anything. I'm always writing stuff down on my notes and whatever. But yeah, the planning, no, I got that. The world, got that. The characters, got that. The only thing is actually sitting down and writing it, and as well as the freaking editing and revising process, man. That to me is the toughest portion, no doubts. Can you give a small introduction to it, man? Maybe just describe the world a bit or something like that. Then I have a question that might be a bit weird, but I hope you give your take on it. Oh, well, hold on. Before I get into it, let me actually try to talk about this writing thing, man. So, can you give a small introduction to it? Okay. All right, Peter, man. You have been a big help to my channel. You know, when it comes to the future, the present, just the overall move forward with my life here on YouTube. And as for me to repay that, you know, just know this, man. Just know this. Blindness. This term has many different meanings, depending on culture, ethnicity, and occasional disabilities. Sight is something that is taken for granted by almost everyone on the planet parabola. Everyone except for Brigitte. Once blind and having regained her sight after the green light incident 10 years ago, she has no memories of her past before she was blind. All she retains is the smudged up note, her scarlet colored hair, and her eyes that reflect the feelings of the moon up in the skies. Outcasted due to her previous disability, her attitude, and criminal record, she asked the question, is there more to life than this? That's when she came across the book that inspired her. In the book, there is a quote that read, in order to find answers, one must seek them outside of the box. The only way to do that is to become a ruler, a king of space. The universe is big, don't restrict yourself to only the planets you live on. Her appreciation of being able to see such beautiful areas, her sense of adventure and curiosity of her past, encourages her to assemble a crew, eat chocolate, and chase after the biggest thing that is not accepted in parabolas as society, space exploration. On a journey to chase after her dream, to become the ruler of space. Let me know how you like that, Peter, man. Let me know if that sounds like dog shit, or if you're generally interested, because I'm and anyone else in the comment section who heard that, because I think that's the very first time I've ever accurately released that, because I've only kept that to myself. The little, it's like a example synopsis I wrote up for the Scarlet Pirates one day. So yeah, that's the name of my series, and that's basically it, man. For the Bridget side of the story. For the other side, you will see. We shall see, man. But yeah, for that side, definitely. But I really do appreciate it. Thank you for asking writing questions, man. I always love those. And it was really, really awesome getting that off my chest, man. Because I've been wanting to write the story for a long... Well, I've been wanting to talk about that for quite some time. So it was nice actually being able to release that. Let me see. I'm going to go back to your question. Oh, right here. Then I have a question that might be a bit weird, but I hope you can give your take on it. Most other reviewers find many more things negative about what they're reading than you. I found. Not to say you're completely non-critical, which wouldn't be true at all, but I'll give you a small example. I might be wrong myself about it, but the recent events in Bleach have been not exactly what I would call amazing, to put it mildly. The majority of the people that I see talking about it are rather disappointed, yet you find a way to enjoy every chapter. My question regarding this is, do you go out of your way to find positivity where others don't see it when reading manga or enjoying any other medium, or does it happen naturally? Lastly, what's your favorite food to eat? I'm just curious, you can go crazy specific if you want. Alright, man, when it comes to the positivity thing, I have never really thought about the negative things in what I do. The way that I look at it, man, and everyone has their different things. Everyone has the different things that they do whenever they come on here and they talk about their One Piece or Naruto or Bleach or Toriko or anything. They all come on here and they give their thoughts on it, and they give their pieces, The way I look at it is, I try always to use these pieces of literature that I read every single week, and I try to pinpoint out not even just subconsciously at this point. I always try to talk about the stuff that I like, because there really is nothing that I dislike. It just comes naturally. I just come on here and I talk about whatever it is I'm feeling. When I do my live reactions, I'm not thinking about, oh man, this is gonna be crap. No, I'm excited. I want to find out what happens next. So naturally, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna talk about everything that I find interesting or exciting. And most of the time, that's a lot of the stuff in the chapter. And when it comes to the series in general, I'm not an artist. And I'm not a mangaka, so a lot of the stuff they do, I'm actually generally really, really interested in. I really am wowed at times, like by their artwork, and that's why I always try to comment on their art, because God, man, some of these guys have amazing artwork, and in their writing and in their dialogue. Because as a writer, that's the kind of stuff that. And I know you as an individual who's also, who is an artist and is creating a story for the future. Most definitely, man. I think you understand where I'm coming from. Whenever we release our works to the world, it's something to where I don't even know how to put it, man. It's just like I always think about the journey someone makes to actually get here, and subconsciously, I never want to bash anything, because that's just the way I am, man. I think about the journey that they went through. I think about the only 2 hours of sleep that they got, and like every single day just to put out this chapter. It's like, what right do I have to forcefully force something that I don't believe down other people's throats? You know, like I just go on here and I talk about how I feel about the chapter, and if it comes out positive, fine. If it comes out negative, fine. But that's just the way I feel, man. That's the way I feel about it. I just come on here and I talk about it, I enjoy it, and I really do think about the journey and just the struggle these guys have to go through to create these stories on a weekly basis, continuing having continuity and flow. In the last chapter, you know, and it's crazy how some of them actually make it work so well. You know, and it's amazing to see. That's why Oda, to me, is insane. Going back to stuff that he wrote like 15 years ago. You know, and it's something incredible, something absolutely incredible, something that I absolutely take to heart, because I love this. You know, all of this stuff that I talk about. The reason why I come on here and talk about it is because I love it. This is a passion of mine, man. I love literature. I love reading stuff like this. I love reading fantasy. I love reading stories. So because of that, I just come on here naturally. I'm just a fanboy. I'm just a fanboy at this, talking about the stuff that I love here on camera. And it just happens to be that I don't really, because the thing is, if I don't like something, I'm not going to talk about it. It's like for example, I'm not going to come on here and continuously talk about Seraph of the End whenever I don't like it, because I'm just going to drop it. Say fuck it and keep going. Because even though I do understand that individual went through all of that hard work, he is also writing for a certain demographic. He understands, the person who created Seraph of the End, he understands that his audience is going to love what he does, and he sticks to it. He can't appeal to everybody. You know, and me as a person who is looking forward to releasing something here in the future, you know, it's just a way that I would like others to receive my stuff as well. You know, of course, I don't mind negative criticism. I don't even mind bashing. But me, myself, personally, I just don't like bashing other people's stuff, because I don't think it's in my right to bash other people's stuff. So when it comes to why I'm almost overly positive sometimes, it's just, man, when you love something, man, I guess that's what it is. I don't know. I've never really put that much thought into it. I don't know. I just come on here and I talk about whatever the hell I'm thinking about at the time, and I don't know. But that is a great question, man. That is a great question. Seriously, I just come on here and talk about it, man. That's all it is. I really don't go out of my way to find the positivity. Though when I do go into the chapter, I do have that in the back of my mind. I'm like, man, just look at all the hard work these guys did, and these chapters come out so good. Like definitely, it's just, I don't know. It's just, I just don't see the need in trying to find negative things in something. But everyone's different, and that's just the way it is. Let me see. Lastly, what is favorite food to eat? I'm just curious and go crazy specific. Oh yeah, man, my favorite food, rice and beans, man. You already know. And no, not too specific, man. Just rice and beans. I'm a chicken tender and honey mustard kind of guy as well. The Fiesta Lime over there in Applebee's, that's good. Pasta, I love pasta as well. So I think pasta's number one, though. Pasta's good, man. Pasta's real good. But man, thanks a lot for that question, man. It's always nice to talk about my story, and I really do appreciate that. Let me see. Manga Detectives, yo, what's going on? Where do you see your channel in 10 years when there is probably no OP, Hunter x Hunter, Gintama, etc.? Do you think you will switch to gaming? Or do you think that newer series, perhaps like Boku no Hero, Haikyuu, if they are there in 10 years, will make you want to continue? Or do you think you will stop making videos about anime? I don't know, man. My plan was to stop making videos after One Piece ends, but I don't know, man. If it's going well, and I'm talking about the stuff that I love, man, I'll just continue whatever the hell's going on. You know, talking about games, playing games, talking about wrestling, you know, whatever comes up. We'll just go with the flow. We'll just go. Hopefully, my journey as an author is going well there too. So we'll see how it is. I have seen your top 10 favorite characters, and even though you said One Piece is your top 2 manga, let me see. You said that you couldn't think OP would be overthrown from number 1 until Shogun Assassination, so I assume it's top 2. Oh yeah, that's for damn sure. It's tied. It's tied at this point in time. Why is that you don't have any One Piece characters in your top 10? You know what, to be honest with you, if I'm being real with myself, in terms of anime and manga, Luffy's right under Gintoki. He really, really is. It's just that whenever I was creating that top 10, man, I'm a villain kind of guy, and I just had to overflow that thing. That's why I put Blackbeard as number 5, because I was like, man, like I love Blackbeard, but I don't like him as much as Diego and Griffith and whatnot. So then, but if I think about it in Luffy, if I were to be real with myself, like real with myself, Luffy's Renrigan Toki, and as far as anime manga is concerned, I've kind of the same problem. Even though OP is absolutely my favorite manga and anime, I think about it every day. I can't put any character from it in my top 10, you know. And I understand where that's coming from, man, because the thing about One Piece is that there's so many things that you can love about it, you know, and you know, with the world and the mysteries and the story. So, you know, it's understandable. But yeah, if I'm being real with myself, I think I have Luffy number 2. I really do, dude. I really do. Let me see. Thank you for making videos, Recon. You're reading my love for One Piece. Oh, man, I really do love that, man. Thank you very much for that comment. That brings a smile to my face. Thank you very much for always commenting and showing your support. Really do appreciate it. XXX, capital X, Zero, capital X, XXX. Do you think any of the Phantom Troop could take on Meruem one-on-one? And if not one-on-one, how many would it take? I definitely think they could take him on, if it's all of them. But I think Rolo. I mean, pre-Rose Meruem, because post-Rose is Haxed, but pre-Rose Meruem, Rolo. I definitely say through Rolo. Let me see. What are some animes like Death Note and Code Geass where the main character is a mastermind, once ahead of everyone with backup plans, and Legend of the Galactic Heroes. That series, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, God bless Zaki. Because right after Kingdom, son, I'm getting right back on that. I watched the OVAs and the movies. Oh, I love Legend of the Galactic Heroes, man. I can't wait to actually start that. That series could be in my top 5, yo. I just watched the first, the just movies and the OVAs, and I was so invested into it. So yeah, definitely Legend of the Galactic Heroes, man. Let me see, Inspired 23. Yo, I saw you in that JD from New York video, man. That guy's awesome. More questions. When did you first start watching pro wrestling? Oh God, dude, WCW, man. Like in 97, 98, with my dad all the time, and I got into I got into Raw is War because I switched the channel or my dad switched the channel whenever they were talking about that Mick Foley was gonna win, or that I think they said that Mick Foley or Mankind was gonna win the WWF title, and we switched over, and I became a tard. When I saw Stone Cold and everything, it was amazing. And from there on out, I started watching Raw is War. My dad kept watching Nitro. And to this day, WWF Raw is War is still one of the greatest experiences I've ever had. So yeah, man, Raw is War, man. Raw is War. I've been watching it since I was like two or three. I mean, I'm watching my whole life, but as far as I can remember, yeah, since I was like 3 years old. But we're gonna talk about wrestling, yeah, most definitely. Anime and pro wrestling for life, like the Bullet Club, man. That's what I'm talking about. Let me see. Another question from Sarah. Can Meliodas low-key beat Goku? I mean, for me, no. I can't see, but I'm not caught up with Seven Deadly Sins, so I don't know. I don't know how ridiculous his abilities are or anything. So, but I don't think he'd beat Goku. I don't think he could beat Goku. I'm gonna be honest here. All right, the next one comes from Tausif A. Oh, that's another beast name, man. Tausif A. Top 3 favorite Bleach characters: Ichigo, Aizen, and Gin, I believe. Or Ichigo, Aizen, and Nelio. One of those. Do you like Shokugeki no Soma? Yes. Yeah, the series is awesome. I need to catch back up, but yeah, their series is freaking awesome. Do you think the Bleach anime will return? Yeah. Oh yeah, the Bleach anime better return. I'm gonna be pissed if it doesn't return, man. That jump better return. Vagabond or Berserk? I love Sasaki Kojiro, man, but I'll have to go Berserk on that one. Ichigo vs. Ulquiorra or Ichigo vs. Byakuya? Ichigo vs. Byakuya. Ichigo vs. Byakuya was my favorite anime fight for many years. What role do you think Aizen's going to play in the final arc? Do you think he's going to be the final villain? No. I'm still sticking with Soul King as final villain theory. I was with the Kisuke final villain theory, and I'll still stick with it, maybe. But ever since you revealed Bankai, I don't see it that way anymore. But yeah, still sticking with the Soul King final villain theory. And then what the role he's going to play, who knows? I mean, he could possibly jump with Ichigo. He could be the wild card into why the Ichigo wins, if he's victorious. But I think he's going to definitely play a big role when the Soul King is a major factor, because we know how much he detests the Soul King. So I think he's going to play a big role there. He's going to be a catalyst, a huge catalyst there. If it happens. I just, with the way everything went down and the way Squad Zero got taken out so easily, Soul King has to have something up his sleeve. He freaking got barterized, man. That's a Soul King, you know, like he definitely has a bigger plan. I see him as final villain. Soul Madness, what's going on, bro? Let me see. My question's favorite Sternritter. Oh man, Hoshwald, no doubts. What is your biggest inspiration for writing? Cowboy Bebop, Dragon Ball, Futurama, and One Piece. Those 4. Do you watch Game of Thrones at all? Hell yeah, man. And I'm not caught up though. It's good. It's GOAT. Oh, of course it's GOAT, man. Good to have you back and we'll see more awesome videos. Thanks a lot, man. Yeah, but my biggest inspiration for writing is those 4 for sure. But yeah, Game of Thrones, man. Daenerys. That'll always be the bait. And then the final question right here comes from Giovanna G. How is it going, mi amiga? Top 5 female characters. Nami, Jolene, Gally, Gyokuen, Kana. Kana from 20th Century Boys. So that concludes this massive Q&A video. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I really do appreciate it. For everyone who sent questions, I really do appreciate those. These were some awesome questions. There are some I like so much. I'm gonna make them different videos about them. So thank you very much. You guys have some awesome names, man. You really do. And thank you very much for supporting my channel for this long. If you've made it to this far in the video, you are a trooper. Either you're a trooper or you're playing video games while watching this, because that's what I do. Whenever I watch long videos, I just play video games with this in the background. So if you're doing that, let me know in the comments down below. But if you enjoyed this video, or if you just want to say something, just leave it in the comments down below. I really do appreciate everyone who commented on this video, man. It was so awesome. This is my first Q&A, so it was a really weird journey, but we made it, and it was awesome. And I look forward to the next one. Whenever I do it several years down the line. But you guys have an awesome day. This Q&A was a success. 2,000 subscribers, baby. Let's hope for 2,000 more here in the future. Have an awesome day. Yeah.